and I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You got to understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you got to work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not going to be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch-ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces. And then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like, I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch-ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Yeah, here we go. So a couple of things real quick. Miles is going to be a little late. So when it comes to the taking of calls, I'm not sure where we stand with that. So I'm just giving you full disclosure right now. I don't know about whether or not we're going to be taking phone calls or not. But what we will be doing is still answering questions. So if you do have a question, it behooves you, it's in your best interest to put a Q followed by your question sooner rather than later. Let me plug the joint. Worst dating advice ever. Don't follow these tips. So I do got a video clip for you guys and ladies, right? I also got a couple of other things that I'm going to discuss when it comes to what's being said, when it comes to guys who truly don't understand themselves, let alone women trying to tell other men who don't understand themselves, let alone women, how to get at women and how to proceed. And let me just say this real quick. Let me just say this. I've said this before. Any advice, this is not just dating advice. This is any advice. Any advice that's given from the perspective of bitterness, of being in fear of something, it's always going to be bad advice. Let me say that shit again. Any advice given from the position of being afraid of something or feeling bitter about something or towards something, it's always going to be bad advice. Always. Right? Advice needs to come from a place of being pragmatic, but also being authentic at the same time. Right? Worst dating advice ever. Don't follow these tips. So real quick, I do want to shout out some people before we get knee deep off into this. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Again, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat, followed by your question. So first up, we got Wicked Scorpion. Appreciate you. Uncle Guns, Renee P, AJ Leno, Danny P, Monogamous Player. Was good, brother. Frankie Shy. Who else we got up in here? Unique 79 from across the pond. What's up, fam? Raymond Barnett, Official. What's good, brother? June Sports. B Will. Who else we got up in here? Mech Gabriel. All right. Duke Lux. Who else we got? Zoramina was good. Got the ladies coming up in here. Appreciate y'all. Who else we got up in here? Phoenix Miles was good, fam. Who else we got? No Data was good with you. Damien. If I left somebody out, man, don't be offended. You know, my eyes is getting bad and shit. You know. So the Eventbrite tickets for Miami right there, October 26th. Less than a month away, man. Less than a month away. So let me go ahead and remove that. So again, if you got a question, please put a Q in the chat followed by your question. And we do got one question. Let me grab that right quick. Bruh. Fam, why you asking me that, bro? Gabriel, I saw your question, but bro, let's stick to the script. Ask a question. Ask a question with a little bit more substance to it, right? I don't want to talk about team sports right now. Let's come on, bro. You know, I appreciate the question, but let's ask a question with a little bit more substance, a little more bite to it, right? Right. So that way you can, you're spending your time here fucking with me, this Saturday. You could be doing anything else. So ask me a question that you feel is worthy of your time, right? Right. We put value on real shit. Just like I value my time, I'm assuming you value yours. So let's ask a question that reflects that value, right? So in the meantime and in between time, let's go ahead and just grab this video and play this shit. All right, Pete Gang.
All right, fellas, with me. We not taking no ill-advised shots in 2024, bro, and beyond. Women have expressed discomfort in the methodology behind a lot of what we do. I know the game is the game, but the game has evolved. Women have said that they don't like to be approached when they grocery shopping, when they at the gym, when they in certain environments, when they just having a good time. And I'm not telling you not to shoot your shot. What I'm saying is if she doesn't throw you the assist, or you don't have a clear lane to the basket, don't shoot that shot, dog. That's the coach will pull your ass right the fuck out the game, bruh. It take practice. Yeah, it's hard to get. You gonna miss some shots. Like, I'm not saying that everything go in. It's like A said, bro. If you know it was a good shot, it was a good shot.
What choosing signals are you telling them to look for them to know?
So let's talk specifics, because body language changes when a woman is attracted to you. If we talking about from a distance, then you're not just looking for eye contact, bro. Eye contact. I look around the room. You feel me? I'ma lock eyes with plenty in here because we happen to be looking around together. Brody, that's not an open shot. That's a social cue of kindness. Like, she just made the shit less awkward. You're looking for a smile and extra body language, a smile and hair adjustment, a smile and a shift in posture. You feel me? If she shifts towards you, if her body language opens up, if she starts touching shoulders when you get close to her and things like that.
All right, goddammit. First of all, let's address something that he said that I didn't like, right? He was like, the game has evolved. No, it's not. The game has not evolved. No, it hasn't. No. No. See, and when he said the game has evolved, he made it about women, meaning he said women have told us or conveyed to us that they're uncomfortable with certain things. Then he put the game has evolved on top of that, as if women got something to do with the motherfucking game. We've been telling y'all, the game ain't got shit to do with women. Not at all. Now, we're going to tackle this choosing signal shit in just a moment, because he did make some valid points, but most of what he said was some bullshit. So let me say this real quick. Let me say this. Okay, I told you guys before, I've met women everywhere. Gas stations, grocery stores, literally driving on a fucking highway. And I'm not waiting for a woman to look at me. I'm not waiting for a woman to give me a quote unquote social cue. So I feel like she is comfortable with me talking to her. I talk to who the fuck I want to talk to. I approach any woman I want to approach. Now, if she doesn't want me talking to her, then she has a choice not to talk to me back. She has a choice to be dismissive of me trying to conversate. She has every right to say, you know what, I'm not interested. And I will respectfully walk the fuck off. But what I will not have is people trying to tell me, oh, don't approach women unless they give you a sign that it's okay. Man, fuck that. I'm a grown-ass fucking man. That's not what grown men do. We see something that's visually appealing to us, and if we want to go holler at her, we holler at her. I don't give a fuck where she. I don't give a fuck if she's at a wedding, a fucking bar mitzvah, a quinceañera, and I want to say a funeral. Damn near. I'm not completely joking about that. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of depends. You got to kind of feel out the situation. But damn near anywhere and everywhere a woman is at, if you want to holler at her. The worst she can do is say no. And let me say this about a woman being quote unquote uncomfortable. The only time women are uncomfortable being hollered at is when they're being hollered at by men they're not attracted to. And let me say that shit again for the motherfuckers in the back. The only time women are not comfortable or quote unquote don't want to be bothered is when a man that they are not attracted to is trying to talk to them. So what are you looking for? A woman to smile at you, to play with her hair, to bite her lip, and then you feel like, well, you know, she might be attracted to me. I guess it's okay for me to go talk to her. So what are you saying? You need her permission? Because that's what choosing signals are. Okay, let me break this shit down real quick regarding choosing signals. If you're out and about and you're just doing your thing, and you happen to notice that a woman is gazing at you or gawking at you, you be like, wait a minute, hold on. She kind of cute. And you want to go up there and talk to her, that's one thing. But if you're out here actively looking for women to quote unquote give you a sign that they are interested, basically what you're doing is you are seeking the woman's permission. For you to actively and consciously be seeking social cues that a woman may or may not be interested, number one, you're following her lead. You're looking for her to initiate, because essentially, when you talk about choosing signals, that's a very passive way to initiate something. Assuming that whatever choosing signals a woman may be given are legitimate. It's still a very passive way. For me to look at a woman and just smile at her and gaze at her and lick my lips, that's a very passive way for me to show her that I'm interested instead of me fucking talking. As men, we're not passive. We are assertive, dominant men. If we see something that we want, we go get it. If the woman don't want to be got, we leave her where she stands. It's that simple. I don't need a woman's blessing or her cosign or her permission to go up and start a conversation. I don't need that. I'm a grown fucking man. I don't need that shit. Now and again, if you're out and about and you just chilling, minding your business, doing what you do, and you just happen to look and you see a woman just eyeballing you, she reckless eyeballing, and you want to go talk to her because you think that she choosing or that's a choosing signal, then go talk to her. Come on, man. God damn, it ain't hard out here. All right, so let me get to some of these questions real quick. So Dukaluk says, people claim to be, people claim to being taught to be nice to women. I have never been taught that. It has never been something I thought by myself. What do you think about this? Not saying you shouldn't be kind. You know, my mother and my father, like I said before, I grew up with both my parents in the household. Me and my father didn't have the best relationship, but me and my mother had a great relationship. She never pulled me to the side and told me how to conduct myself with women. She never did. Now, what my mother would do every now and again is she would drop nuggets. She would drop gems. And when she would drop these nuggets or these gems on me, she wasn't purposely trying to teach me anything about women. That wasn't what she was trying to do. Any thoughts of wisdom that my mother gave me was always something that I can use in every aspect of my life. She never catered her wisdom to me for women. Never. Right? So anything I learned about dealing with women, I pretty much really learned on my own. Right? And with some of the nuggets of wisdom that my mother bestowed upon me, I was able to take that wisdom and apply it to some of my dealings with women. But no one really taught me how to deal with women. No one really told me, hey, be nice and sweet and do this and buy flowers. No one ever told me to do any of that. Never. You know what I'm saying? So how I dealt with women was basically unique to my own personality. Right? My own personality. Now, let me just say this about your personality. Because your personality will evolve. Right? When you begin to better understand who you are when it comes to your own unique identity, your personality will evolve once you become more rooted in who you are and you become more comfortable with who you are and you become more confident and assertive with how you convey to the world who you are. Your personality will evolve just based on your level of being comfortable with who you are, right? So throughout the years of dealing with women, I evolved. I might have been rough around the edges. But let me tell you something real quick. Speaking of that, I didn't need people to teach me shit for me to come to the realization that some of the young women I was dealing with was full of shit. It was just, to me, it was common sense. It was just me having astute observation or astute awareness where I'm peeping game, I'm dealing with this young lady. I'm realizing something is off. Something ain't quite right with this chick. But it wasn't because someone taught me something for me to recognize and realize it. It was because I was always comfortable in my own skin, right? So when I see this, I'm like, my spidey sense is tingling. Something's off with this chick. I don't like what she's doing. And the fact that I like her doesn't matter. The fact that I think she's cute doesn't matter. The fact that I'm either having sex with her already or if I want to have sex with her, I knew as a teenager, none of that shit mattered. There's something off with this chick. Like, I'll give you a quick example. And I told this story before. And we'll get right back to the show, to what this shit is all about, to the meat and potatoes. When I was in high school, I was dating this Korean chick. And I say she's Korean for a reason, right? So I remember I was at her house. And of course, both her parents was Korean. And I was cool with both her parents, right? And I always talk to her father about shit. Not about girls, but just about just about shit that's going on in the world, like common current events, shit like that. Because he was in the military. Her father was in the military like my father was in the military. So because of that, we would talk about things related to that. Now, let me go on to what I'm about to say. So I remember we sitting in the living room, her and I. Her parents are in the kitchen or somewhere else, right? And this commercial comes on, and I think it's like November. And you know, right around November, they start showing commercials for Christmas, right? They start showing a lot of commercials to get you to buy shit. And they were showing this personal nail set, like doing your own nails at home, doing your own thing for girls, right? They were showing, there was this big old fucking thing where you can do your own nails and buff your own nails and all that. And they were showing that on a commercial. Now, I had a job and all of that at the time, right? So when the commercial is playing, she looks at me. And as soon as she looked at me, my first thought was, I know she don't think I'm going to buy that shit for her, right? First thing that popped into my head, I know she don't think I'm going to buy that shit for her, right? Now, most guys who are in high school and they're dating or seeing a woman and they got a job, most guys probably would have bought that shit. Right? Or at least would have considered it, right? So after the commercial went off, she came up to me, all lovey-dovey, rubbing on me and shit, saying, you know, Christmas is coming up. That thing on a commercial, I really like that. That would be a great gift. You know what I told her? Do y'all want to know what I told her? Well, let me get rid of this question right quick. And I'll tell you exactly what I told her. Hold on, what's that question? Let me say the question. This is what I told her. Now, bear in mind, we're in the living room. Her parents are in the adjacent room. I pointed to the room that her father was in. And I said, that's something that your father should get you for Christmas. Maybe you should go talk to him right now. You know, if you still remember the name brand of it, it's not too late to go tell your dad right now while it's still fresh on your mind what the name brand of that shit was so he can get it for you. And this is the chick that I'm seeing, right? I didn't need anyone to teach me game, quote unquote. I didn't need anyone to give me dating advice to realize I ain't doing that shit. And I don't have a problem spending money on chicks. I've just got a problem with women asking me to. And I also got a problem with women believing that they're entitled to have money spent on them because I happen to be interested in them or I'm currently dealing with them, right? So part of my personality or my identity, you can say, has always been rooted. And that shit was always unsettling to me since I was young. So there are certain things about us, right, that we already know deep down inside, shit just ain't cool when this chick does that or this chick says that. We already know. The problem with a lot of guys is because they're desperate for female attention, they're desperate for companionship, and they're desperate for sex. That voice inside of you that's telling you don't do that shit, you're drowning that voice out because you got this woman on a pedestal. I'm not drowning that voice out. I'm letting that motherfucker speak loud and clear. I'm letting it speak for me and through me. I'm not doing goofy shit just to win a woman over or to get her in my bed. No, it's not worth it to me. I'll let her go. And me and her, we didn't last too much longer after that. Corey says, Corey with the 99-cent super sticker. Appreciate that. And matter of fact, speaking of the same girl, speaking of the same girl, I remember shortly after that, a couple of weeks after I told her, go to your father. A couple of weeks after that, she called me one night and she said, I got to talk to you tomorrow when we get in school. I'm like, tell me now. She was like, no, it's something I really got to talk to you about when we go to school. So in the morning, the next morning at school, we met, you know, in the front by these stairs inside the school. And I already knew what she was going to do. I already knew she was pretty much going to tell me she wanted to move on, right? I already knew that was coming. I can feel it, right? An intuition, an instinct. I can feel it. So we're sitting on the stairs And she says to me, she says, you know, I've been thinking that maybe we should stop seeing each other. And I was like, okay, just like that. I was like, all right, okay. And she kind of looked at me with this dumbfounded look. And I was like, all right, appreciate the talk. And when I go to walk off, right, that's literally how fast it happened. I go to walk off, she stops me and says, you don't want to talk about it? And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about it. You said you would rather go that way. I'm going to go this way. And I'm pointing to the way that I'm walking. So again, I didn't need advice to feel that way. If a chick don't want to fuck with me, cool, I'm out. So when I tell you guys, when I've been married or I've been in a relationship and a chick want a divorce, want to leave, and I'm like, all right, cool. All right. I've been this way since I was a teenager, right? So I was very much in tune to who I was when I was younger. I mean, I've evolved, I've matured, I've grown a lot more, right? But still, the core person of who I am was there when I was 17, 18, right? It's been there. So real quick, I know we got some more questions. All right, hold on real quick. Again, if you got a question, please put a Q in the chat followed by your question. So hold on real quick. Oh, now let me get back to this because I really want to tackle this real quick. I know I gave you an answer, but I really want to give you a part two. Because you said there's nothing wrong with being kind. This is how I'll put it. As a person, and see, I'm not even going to put it on gender. It's not even about being a man or a woman. As a person, you should just be a courteous individual to everybody. Listen to me. As a person, you should be a courteous individual to everybody. Right? If you are a decent human being, you're going to have some level of compassion. Right? You're going to have some level of thoughtfulness and consideration. Right? Some, even if it's not a lot. But this has nothing to do with being a man or being a woman. This is just about being a human being. So, Dukaluk, when you talk about guys were taught to be nice, no, guys were taught to kowtow. Guys were taught to simp. Guys were taught to bend the knee. Guys were taught to tuck their tails. Guys were taught to take off their nuts and give it to the woman so she can hold on to them for safekeeping. That's what guys were taught to do. Guys were taught that women are special. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. That women should be treated with kid gloves. Women should be treated like porcelain dolls. That's what guys were taught. And that you should do this for no other reason than the fact that they happen to be girls. And that's it. Because they're girls and you're a boy, you're supposed to do this. No. Again, as a human being, the minimum expectation for a human being is just to be a courteous one. I'm not being courteous to you because you're a woman. I'm courteous to that motherfucker right there. That's a dude. Hell, I'm courteous to this dog. I'm not going to harm that dog. So being a courteous human being, you should be one just to be one. You shouldn't have to put extra syrup and sugar on it because it happens to be a woman. No. She ain't special. And some women are going to hear that and they're going to feel some type of way. But let me break down what I mean by she ain't special. She ain't special to me. I don't know her. I don't know her. Yeah, she might be special to herself. She might be special to her family members, her co-workers, and her friends. And maybe she was special to some other dudes, but she ain't special to me. So why would I treat her special? So a lot of times when guys were taught to be quote unquote nice, they were really taught to teach women or to treat women kind of special. Especially if it was a woman that you had a romantic and or a sexual interest in. You were taught, well, treat her extra nice. treat her extra special. No. 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 She ain't no different from any other woman until she proves that she is. I'm not going to pedestalize her or prioritize her above any and every other woman just because I think she's cute or just because I'm down to smash. No. Show me why. Show me why I should prioritize you above any other woman. Show me why. Show me why I should want to spend time with you, sexually or non-sexually. Show me why. Show me why. But just because you're cute, nah, that's yeah. You being cute got me over here. That's why I'm talking to you, because I think you're cute. But depending on what come out of your mouth, that's going to determine how cute you are after you speak. After I introduce myself to you and get your name, and I start conversing with you, how you look doesn't even matter. But what the fuck you say out of your mouth, that's going to matter as to whether or not I still find you cute or not. Say the wrong thing, and you're ugly to me. I don't give a fuck how cute you are on the outside. Say the wrong thing, show me any type of resistance, hesitation, or trepidation, be non-compliant. If you're not showing me deference, humble submission and respect, you're not cute to me. I'm not interested in dealing with you. There's no way I can prioritize a woman who doesn't show me deference. There's no way I can respect a woman. There's no way I can even want to have sex with a woman who doesn't show me deference. I don't care how she looks. All right, so hold on, some questions coming in here. We're going to get to these questions and we're going to get right back. We're going to get right back to this shit. All right, so it appears your boy going solo. Jay Roman, I haven't heard from him. Like I said, I know Miles is supposed to come through at some point, but right now it's just y'all and me. You know what I'm saying? It's all good though. So hold on real quick. Let me get to some more questions. So he says, what if a woman you like frown at you when you glance at her? Should you still approach? Say, bro. Let me explain something to you. I do not talk about choosing signals. If you see a woman and she's visually appealing to you, she's the type of woman you would like to go talk to. Go talk to her. What the fuck are you waiting for? So when you say, what if she frowned at you, that implies that you're just staring at her. Let me just say this real quick about choosing signals. I want guys to think about this. Let's put our thinking caps on. If you have an IQ above a farm animal, what I'm about to say makes all the sense in the world. If you have a YouTuber or anyone giving any type of dating advice, any man giving dating advice, male, let me say male, let me not say man, any male giving dating advice on the internet, if they're telling you guys to wait for choosing signals and never approach a woman just on the strength of you like the way she looked, to wait for choosing signals. I want guys to think about this. If you're waiting for choosing signals, that means you have to be staring at the woman you want. Whatever woman or women you find attractive, you have to be staring at them and waiting for them to look at you. You have to be doing that. If you're waiting for choosing signals, you have to literally be staring and gawking at a woman, waiting for her to look up at you. How lame is that? You already identified a woman that you're interested in. And because you're too much of a coward to go over there and talk to that woman like a man, you just rather sit at the end of the bar and stare at that woman until she looks up at you. And if she looks up at you, but doesn't look at you in a way that you think is suitable of a choosing signal, then you won't even go fucking talk to her. How lame is that? Well, she did look at me, but she needs to look at me for another 1.5 seconds. Yeah, she kind of looked at me real quick and turned away. That's not really long enough for me to feel like she choosing. So I'm gonna give it one more. I'm gonna sit here for another 10 minutes staring at the same woman, and I'm gonna wait to see if she stare at me longer next time. That's what guys are doing. They're looking for women to do certain things, and then they feel like, oh, I'm more comfortable now. I'm comfortable to go talk to her now. And here's the reality of it. This whole choosing signal shit, what it really boils down to is a lot of guys have approach anxiety and they don't like rejection. So what the choosing signal thing represents is the likelihood that they'll be rejected when they walk up on a woman is greatly diminished. So what guys are really looking for, they're looking for a level of comfort. They want their ego to be comforted. That's what the choosing, and guys can say what the fuck they want to say. That's all that choosing signal shit is. I want to be able to approach a woman where I feel calm and confident because she's looking at me, so she must be interested. So now I feel more calm. I feel like I'm less likely to get rejected now. So maybe I can talk more freely now. Come on, man. That's not how men move. So, Luigi, leave him alone, bro. Don't never approach women a day in your life. Just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Just leave. If you're too scared to approach a woman, bro, just get one of these fucking robot dolls. One of these sex dolls that they making and all of that. Just get one of them, bro. Just get one of them. You'll be all right. But you need some coaching. So I see you got multiple questions, bro. You need some coaching, Luigi. Straight up and down. You need some coaching. I can't, bro. I can't do the elementary shit. And the fact that you have all these questions, I see you got multiple questions relating to talking to women and approaching. You need coaching. You need help from the ground up. Me giving you advice on this live, that ain't gonna help you. You got deep-seated issues. Let me just say this real quick. There are far too many men out here who got self-esteem issues. You're insecure about shit, and you have a lack of self-assuredness. And it's not women. It's all you. It's all in your head. It has nothing to do with women. I don't give a fuck if a woman told you was too short. I don't care if a woman told you look funny. I don't care if a woman told you had some bummy fucking clothes on. No matter what people tell you, that doesn't mean that it's the truth. Just because this one woman thinks you're too short doesn't mean you're too short. Just because this one woman thinks you're funny looking doesn't mean you're actually funny looking. Just because this one woman thinks your clothes is bummy doesn't mean your clothes are actually bummy. That's just her opinion. But the problem with a lot of you guys, you allow any woman who rejected you and said something you didn't like, you allowed their opinion to become your opinion. For that to happen, that would mean you have low self-esteem, you have no confidence, you're insecure, you seek validation, you look for acceptance, and you don't believe in yourself because you're too busy looking for women to make you feel like you matter. Bro, you matter. You don't need a woman to validate you. You don't need a woman to suck your dick for you to matter. You don't need a woman to fuck you for you to matter. You don't need a woman to smile at you for you to matter. You don't need to be in a relationship with a woman for you to matter. You matter, nigga. But if you don't believe that, how the fuck is a woman gonna believe that? That's the problem with guys. You keep looking for women to make you feel like you somebody or something. You already that without a woman. Come on, man. Goddamn. All right, so hold on real quick. So y'all got me talking about some other shit now. Hold on real quick. I want to get to the other question. All right. So he says, what about men that been friends with women for... You got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be kidding me. I already don't like this fucking question. But I'm going to go ahead and read it. What about men that been friends with women for years and then eventually got in a relationship with them? Is there relationships that are successful like that? Maybe those men aren't players. Bro, do you know how weak of a man you gotta, you know what? I don't want to, men, for all the men listening right now, and I'm sorry I just offended you. Do you know how weak of a male you have to be to have romantic and or sexual interest in a woman? And for her to deny you that access and give you crumbs, she's giving her friendship, or she's relegating you to a friend zone buddy, and you're willing to take her crumbs just so you can wait it out and hope you can sniff her drawers one day? You know how weak of a male you gotta be to even be in that situation, C8? Do you know how weak you gotta be? Do you know how devoid of masculinity you have to be a dude that will be in a friend zone, waiting his turn with a woman, while all the other guys that she's actually sexually attracted to is fucking the shit out of her while you wait your turn? I want you to wrap your motherfucking mind around that. You're buddies with this chick. You know for a fact she's dating and fucking other guys. And in many cases, she's probably talking to you about it, asking you for advice, and you're sitting there waiting your fucking turn while other dudes is running through her, and you're hoping that you get your shot one day? Come on, bro. That's my answer to your question. I hope that answered it for you. I can't answer it no other way but how I answered it. So Joe Blast says, how are you able to just cut a chick loose like you did that Asian girl? Joe Blast, very simple. I care more about me than I do any woman, bro. I care more about me than I do any woman. It doesn't mean I don't have the capacity to care for a woman. I most certainly do. But I care more about me than any woman. So two things. No woman could ever love me as much or more than I love myself. Period. Impossible. And no woman could ever care about me as much or more than I care about myself. So my thing, Joe Blast, is this. And again, and it goes back to being a teenager. The moment a woman brings any type of disruption to my peace and tranquility, she can go. Now, peep what I'm saying. Peep what I'm saying. Right? I tell you guys all the time, compatibility means existing in harmony with no conflict. Right? So any woman, now if a woman wants to leave me and she just says, Carrie, I'm done, there is no conflict. We're just done. We're just done. All right, good luck to you. There's no conflict. but we're no longer compatible in the sense that she no longer wants to be there. So if she no longer wants to be there, who the fuck am I to try and convince her to stay there? No, I only want women who want me back. I only want women who want to be there. I don't want a woman where she wants me to make alterations to who I am for her to stay. And let me tell y'all something. When a woman threatens to leave you, or she says I'm leaving, or anything like that, but she wants to talk about it, she don't want to leave. She's really giving you an ultimatum low key. That's really what that is. Because I'm going to tell you something. When a woman has reached her enough point and she's really done, she don't want to talk about shit. Mark my motherfucking words. When a woman has reached her enough point and she's done with you, and she knows for a fact, I never want to be with him, I don't want him touching me, and I don't want to touch him. When a woman reaches that point, she don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. So the fact that a woman wants to fucking talk about it, what it really means is she is hoping that you ask her, what do I got to do for you to stay? And that's what she was trying to do, Joe Blast. She was trying to do that. And I realized it. Now, bear in mind, I'm a teenager, right? And I realized it. I realized when she said, so you don't want to talk about it? Nope. because I knew what she was trying to do, like that. I knew what she was trying to do because I knew that part of the reason why she wanted to bounce was because I refused to buy her that shit. So if I wanted her to stay, which I did not, but if I wanted her to stay, that means I would have to have compromised myself. I would have had to have capitulated or acquiesced to her request and spent money on her, even though I didn't want to. And I'm not doing that for no woman. I'm not sacrificing my dignity and compromising my manhood for no female. But some of you in this chat might. There's a lot of guys out there in the world that do it all the time. Some guys are married or in relationships where they compromise themselves every day. They wake up in a compromising position. They go to sleep in a compromising position. I can't do that. I can't do that. There's no woman on this earth that I could ever love that much. There's no woman on this earth whose ass is fat enough. Ain't happening. Spirit Elijah says, now that you mentioned that story, why do people get upset when they can tell, you can see they're no longer interested? Well, part of it is, here's the thing, Spirit of Elijah, part of it is, and both men and women are guilty of this. It's one is an ego thing. That's part of it, which bleeds into the second part. It's really a power thing. It's a power thing, right? So what I mean by that is there are a lot of people who want to be in control, right? And when they feel like they don't have the leverage that they need to be in control, they will resort to other tactics, right? To try and gain the upper hand so they can gain control of the situation. So when I told Shorty, I ain't buying that shit for you, tell your daddy to go do it. She knew she had no control. She knew she didn't have the proper leverage to influence my decision making. And that, let me tell you this, that's what an ultimatum, when people give you ultimatums, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to influence your behaviors, right? That's what an ultimatum is. Someone trying to influence your behaviors, meaning they don't like the decision that you're making because they can't benefit from the decisions that you're making. So the ultimatum is to get you to make a different decision that actually benefits them. That's all that is. So her wanting to talk about it was for that reason. She had no leverage, she had no control, she had no power. So her telling me she wanted to move on from me, that was her way of trying to gain leverage. But when I told her, all right, cool, and started to walk off, she realized she overplayed her hand. She realized that the threat of leaving didn't work. So the next thing was, you don't want to talk about it? Because that was her way of trying to get back in there and reinsert her agenda to try and gain leverage. And that didn't work. And let me tell you this. Now, bear in mind, we're teenagers. We're in high school. This chick that I'm talking about, this Korean babe, she held a grudge for years after that. I think I saw her when I was like 22, 23 years old. You're talking about 5-6 years, roughly. About 5-6 years, roughly. She held a grudge for that long, based on that one day when I told her, nope, I don't want to talk about it. I remember I was with a couple of my partners going inside of a nightclub, and she was there with a couple of her partners, and she just started talking shit to me. And then she brought up high school. She brought it up. I didn't bring it up. And I'm looking at her like, you really holding a grudge? I fucked with her ego and she couldn't take it. So there we go with that. Hold on. Okay, you already asked that. All right. So Phoenix Miles says, if someone waits for choosing signals to approach a woman, does that also carry over to them asking their women for permission in the relationship? That's how women run a relationship. Well, guys who wait for choosing signals are passive. No. Let me. Well, two things. In my earnest opinion, guys who wait for choosing signals are one of two ways. They're one of two ways. They're either just straight up passive, meaning they have no backbone at all, or they're passive aggressive. They're either just straight up passive, or they are passive aggressive, meaning that they're passive most of the time, but if a woman pushes their buttons enough, then they'll show more assertiveness and more aggression, but only after. Right? So they're either just straight up passive, just weak guys that get run over the top of, or they are guys who get run over the top of, but they have their threshold, how long they can take it before they go off. Right? So they're either passive or passive aggressive. Right? But either way, they follow the woman's lead. That's the thing they have in common. They follow the woman's lead. Right? She's going to be the one where they feel like I got to do X, Y, Z to not only get her, but to keep her. Right? Those guys typically fall under that. Right? So, and not only that, but in many cases, you're dealing with the woman on her terms. Because now people what I'm saying. You're dealing with the woman on her terms in the sense that I want guys to understand the distinct difference in what I'm trying to say. Noticing a woman giving you quote unquote choosing signals, whatever the fuck that means, noticing a woman doing that is not the same as you waiting for a woman to do that. It's two different things. If you just happen to notice it versus you purposely and consciously waiting. So if you're purposely and consciously waiting for quote unquote choosing signals, that means you're following the woman's lead. That means you're waiting for her to give you a social cue that is okay for you to approach her. In other words, you're looking for her permission. And you said it right there. For her permission in the question. You're looking for her permission. You're looking for an unspoken gesture from her. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for an unspoken gesture from her that is okay to come talk to her. You're following her lead on the strength of that. And you're not dealing with her on your terms. Because if you were dealing with a woman on your terms, then you approach women when you want to approach them. You talk to women when you want to talk to them. Now, let's say I'm at a bar, minding my business, sipping on my water, because I don't drink no more, right? Right? At least not now, right? So let's say I'm drinking my water or my cranberry juice at a bar, chilling. And there's a group of women sitting at that table. And I never even noticed that they were there. Matter of fact, I can tell you a story. Fuck it, I got a story. Fuck it. I'll just tell you a story to go with that. I'll tell you a story that goes with recognizing a woman looking at you, but you weren't looking for a woman to look at you. Hold on, let me make sure I ain't got no more questions before I tell this story. I'm about to give y'all a hypothetical, and I got a whole story to go with that. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm just snatching up these questions. I'm trying not to leave y'all hanging this afternoon. I got that question. Okay. So many moons ago, right? I was at a bar. I was with my father. Now, this is when we actually got along. I was with my father, and I was with two of my brothers. Now, it's four of us all together. But I was with two of my other brothers. So 3 brothers and dad, right? All 4 of us were at a bar. And we're sitting at the bar, right? And it was kind of empty. It was some people in there, but it wasn't really full. It wasn't packed. So I just happened to be looking around. I'm just looking around like, it's kind of empty in this motherfucker. Because it's at nighttime. So I'm looking, but I think it was like a weekday. It wasn't a weekend. So I'm looking, and as I'm turning my head, there is a table up against the wall directly behind us. There's a Mexican chick, Hispanic chick, and a black chick. Both of them are sitting at this table. It's a 2-person table. So when I turn around and look, both of them are staring directly where we were at. They're just staring. So I look. Now, I didn't think nothing of it at first. I just kind of looked, turn back around, and I'm talking to my pops, to my brothers. And when I looked at them the first time, I never got a good look at them. I just noticed that one was Hispanic and one was black, but I never really looked at them. So I said, fuck, let me turn around again, right? So I turned around and they still staring, right? So now I turn all the way around and I'm looking at them and they're staring. So I point now, as I'm looking at them, I identified that the Hispanic chick was the one that I wanted to get at, right? Now, both of them were attractive women, but the Hispanic chick was the one that I wanted to get at, right? So I looked directly at her. And at this time, I know that they're looking at us. To me, it's obvious, right? So I'm sitting, I'm bearing in mind, my back is towards the bar. My brothers and father, they're still facing the bar. I'm facing these ladies. So I start pointing. I point at my brothers. I point at my dad. And the Mexican chick is shaking her head no. I point at myself. She's shaking her head yes. Then I turn around and I tell my brothers, hey, look, I'm about to go over here and holler at this Mexican broad. There's a sister right there if one of y'all want to go holler at her. So I hop up and I go over there, make the acquaintance, and set something up, right? Now, basically what I tried to do, even though I was with my father and my brothers, I said, look, I'm talking to the Mexican chick. I said, look, excuse me, guys. You know, we're not going to be here too much longer, but when they take off and they go on about their business, I got some free time this evening. So if you want to catch up later this evening, we can do that. And then she tells me, tonight is not a good night, but we can catch up another time. And then at that point, I gave her the number, right? At that point, right? Now, the point of me telling you the story is, I didn't notice these chicks. When we very first came into the bar, I didn't notice them. I didn't even know they were there. I didn't notice they were there until I just happened to be looking around. And bam, she right there. So what I'm saying is I wasn't looking for choosing signals. I just happened to notice a woman staring in my general direction. And she happened to be interested. What up, fam? What's good with you, bro?
What's going on? Had to rush.
I'm telling them this story and shit. But we're talking about the worst dating advice ever. So Jay Roman, since you just came on the scene, I'm gonna play this clip.
Yeah.
Oh, did you didn't catch the beginning of the show, did you?
No. I was running around and stuff.
All right, cool. So let me play this clip, and then you can kind of get the gist of why I titled it the way I titled it. But let's go.
All right, fellas, with me. We not taking no ill-advised shots in 2024, bro, and beyond. Women have expressed discomfort in the methodology behind a lot of what we do. I know the game is the game, but the game has evolved. Women have said that they don't like to be approached when they grocery shopping, when they at the gym, when they in certain environments, when they just having a good time. And I'm not telling you not to shoot your shot. What I'm saying is if she doesn't throw you the assist, or you don't have a clear lane to the basket, don't shoot that shot, dog. That's the coach will pull your ass right the fuck out the game, bruh. It take practice. Yeah, it's hard to get. You gonna miss some shots. Like, I'm not saying that everything go in. It's like A said, bro. If you know it was a good shot, it was a good shot.
What choosing signals are you telling them to look for them to know?
So let's talk specifics, because body language changes when a woman is attracted to you. If we talking about from a distance, then you're not just looking for eye contact, bro. Eye contact. I look around the room. You feel me? I'ma lock eyes with plenty in here because we happen to be looking around together. Brody, that's not an open shot. That's a social cue of kindness. Like, she just made the shit less awkward. You're looking for a smile and extra body language, a smile and hair adjustment, a smile and a shift in posture. You feel me? If she shifts towards you, if her body language opens up, if she starts touching shoulders when you get close to her and things like that.
Okay, let me say this, Jay. Let me say this. Guys, because he said some goofy shit. You're not just looking for eye contact. You shouldn't be looking for nothing, right? If you see the woman you want to get at her, just go talk to her. Go ahead, Jay Roman. Go ahead, man.
I'm familiar with that guy, and sometimes he says some pretty cool stuff I would agree with, and other times he says some stuff like this. It's kind of like, you know, basically, this is the only thing that I will say. Understand your surroundings and what's going on, but at the same time, I'm with Michael Jordan. I fail over and over and over again, and that's why I succeed. So you shoot your shot, and that's it. You ain't got to be rude about it. You ain't got to, if you get shot down or whatever, then that's just what it is. Walk away. That's it. So what? Somebody you met for 20 seconds didn't like you. Who cares? And that's that. So I don't know. Now we're also saying that every woman is aware of every movement she does when the dude is looking at her, right? So she's like, "Oh, I like that guy over there." So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I lean my head and play with my hair just a little bit, and like I just don't believe. And maybe a female in the comments can tell me that in every situation they made sure they did these signs to let the person know I'm sort of interested in you. I just don't think that happens all the time. I think somebody be busy throughout their day. Like you said, at the grocery store, she busy throughout your day. You shoot your shot. No, thank you, or whatever it is. You go about your day. That's it. It's nothing. To me, it's like it's so much that adds awkwardness to it, right? So now you're this goofy dude staring at this girl, looking for something. Did she play in her hair? Did she, man, something could have been bothering her near her forehead, and she scratches it. Oh, that's it. That's my sign. Hey,
See what I'm saying?
how you doing? She's like, all right, then you be like, oh, she gave me the sign though. Like, nah, man, she bent down and tied her shoes. That's why she leaned forward to you. Like, now we're judging all this other stuff. And really, do we really have that much time in the day to really think about it? If she's standing up in a break room, cracking a joke with her friends and giving a whole speech, maybe you shouldn't go walk up to her because she's busy talking, or maybe like learn how to when to approach people. But at the same time, hey, if you want to approach. Like, you never know. And it meant I got a buddy, to me, this dude has no social skills at all. He reads nothing. Like, he just walks past people, like taking a picture. They could be taking a picture. And he's that guy that just walks by when they're taking a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like just with no regards. You'd be like, hey, no, did you see him taking a picture? Nah. Like, he don't, no regards. This guy I have seen come up to women in very awkward points that I wouldn't do, right? Like, they're in the mid-sentence talking to somebody, and he's like, hey, just on the spot, just no regards for anything. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's the same results for everybody. So I don't particularly subscribe to that dude's advice when it comes to meeting women and talking to them and dating and stuff.
Yeah. I'm not going to interrupt the conversation. Now, I will say this: you can elect when to jump in and interject and say, "Excuse me." You know what I'm saying? But even then, it's all about context. It's all about where you're at, what's going on, because there are some situations where you just keep it pushing, right? But my thing is this again. This whole choosing signal shit, I think it got guys looking for the cheat code or looking for the easy button when it comes to how to deal with women. My thing is, again, if you see something you like, go holler at her. There would be women who didn't even know I was coming, Jay. They didn't even know. They never even knew I was there. They never saw me. But as soon as I walk up on the top of their shoulder, excuse me, and they turn around, when we start a conversation, it's all love. No problems. Right? But see, guys got this notion, a woman has to see you first. She has to lay eyes on you and study you, and then she'll give you a signal that you can approach. No, a woman don't even got to know you exist, and you just walk up on her. And that's the very first time she lay eyes on you when you went and talked to her. Like, bro, I've approached too many women in my life for these choosing signal niggas to convince me of what the fuck they talking about.
I think it's honestly, because I'm new to this. You've been doing this for a while, Zach, and I'm kind of new to this, sort of talking about this stuff on a public forum, and speaking out to dudes and trying to help them out and different things. It almost seems like, to me, the evolution of this choosing signal thing came from people that were awkward, that didn't know how to approach people socially, to read the room and read what's going on. And so somebody was teaching them that, and then they started putting 10 on it. You know what I'm saying? They started putting, well, you got to, if she turns away when she looks at you, she don't like you. But if she turns away and then plays with her hair, that means you all good. And if she, all this stuff that socially we naturally do, right? So when I walk into a room or I'll see somebody that I might want to talk to, it don't matter really what she's doing, how she looked at me or whatever. I'm gonna go over there and talk to her because that's the one I want to talk to, and we'll go from there. But I am going to approach in a more opportune time, where she could hear me and we could talk. And I'm not gonna just go and approach and, excuse me, everybody she's talking to, let me talk to you. Like, that's something, and I think that's what happened. Like, okay, things that we do naturally, somebody coined it, made it into a phrase, and then they put 10 on it to make it really sound good. We're going to give you the best chance.
I agree. I think someone came to the internet. Somebody, let me say this. I know this guy, right? Now, he has no problem attracting women, but he's the type of guy, he does not like to approach women. He likes to wait for choosing signals. That's his thing. And the reason, and I asked him why. I said, why? I said, why is that? And he said out of his mouth, I don't like rejection. I don't like having bitches tell me no. So if a woman give me a choosing signal, I feel more than likely I won't hear no. And again, this is a guy that has no problem with women whatsoever, but it bothers him so much to have a woman tell him no or that she's not interested that he would rather wait for a woman to just stare at him and give him quote unquote permission for him to approach. And so with a lot of guys, see, here's the thing. And when guys give advice on the internet, I really wish they would put disclaimers on it, meaning tell people why you believe that. Tell people why you believe it. Like if a guy says, I don't want to get married, instead of telling all the other guys never get married, just say why you don't want to get married. Your personal viewpoint. Don't talk about what's happening in society to other men. Talk about your personal viewpoint, why you don't want to get married, right? And I think the problem with the whole choosing signal thing and other advice is they're always giving advice based on what's going on with other men instead of what's going on with themselves directly. So I think guys just need to do that, because what happens is a lot of guys who aren't one with their personal identities or their own unique identity, and guys who are heavily influenced, they hear a lot of this advice on the internet and they never take the time to actually assess what they're hearing, because the person that they're hearing it from, they value that motherfucker's opinion. Ask that motherfucker why he believes what he believes in. And don't let him tell you, oh, you don't see what's going on the internet and this guy had this happen. No. Why do you believe in it? Why? And if you did believe in it, but now you don't, why is that? And if all they can point to is stories about other men, I don't think that's good advice, bro.
And even while he was giving the point about choosing the right lane, he contradicted himself within the same statements, right? That he's making about choosing the right lane, and he's saying, okay, but still take your shot. Just know sure that it's a good lane, but you're gonna read these signals from her to make it a good lane. If you're gonna take a shot, you're gonna take a shot. Period. That's just what it is. Now, if you go to talk to her and she turns her back to you, starts to walk away, well, you don't go run and get in front of her. Say that's so. Let's all just understand. Reading the room. We used to call it reading the room. Read the room.
Yeah.
When we were younger,
yeah,
we used to play this game, me and my friends and stuff, where they see a chick and they be like, go talk to her. Like, and that was the game. Just, hey, you see her over there? Go holler. And we'd be like, okay, the one in the red shirt, right? That one? Okay, you go holler at her. Right. So you didn't even get to pick who you wanted to holler at. Just go talk to her right now. See if you can strike that conversation. And back then, get the number. Right. When you get older, of course, now, I don't care about getting that number. You can have mine. But at the same time, that's what it was. It didn't matter. You go talk to her. And I think for some people that didn't grow up with that sort of challenge, you didn't really learn how to read the room, and so you're thirsting for this advice on how to really approach women. And really nobody can sit there and tell you the best way, because it's really mainly about you and the confidence that you're going to kick out.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
That they adjust to. And so that's just how it is. And somebody made a comment on here, like my friend might have had autism. He didn't have autism. He had the audacity. Okay. Because he just rocks and rolls. That guy is a pretty Ricky. And that's how he rolls. He still don't catch show some cues. He's just one of those dudes. Later on, you talk to him, he kind of smiles and laughs about it, just because he knows what he's doing. But that's the way he is. So he is him. He is one of one, just like all my boys are one of one, and we just rock together. Go the same direction sometimes. But yeah, you got to have confidence in whatever you do, no matter what. And I've seen women get picked up and respond in every situation that you can possibly think of. I've seen women that got hit up, that were pregnant, that respond. You would think no, they would. I've seen women in the middle of their job doing some work respond. I've seen, like, in every situation it is, but you got to know who you are, how comfortable you are, how confident you are, and rock it from there. So,
but I mean, the bottom line is this. Okay, we all know if a woman. Now, let me say this real quick, and some women's defense, right? Because I've heard of situations where it doesn't matter how attractive you are or aren't. There are some scenarios where a woman might not be in the mood to be hollered at by anybody. Yeah. And it could be because she had a bad day at work. Maybe she just got fired. Maybe someone just passed away. Who knows, right? Because I had an ex one time. She was telling me a story of how she got approached. And the guy was talking to her, and she was so despondent and so upset about something that was going on in her personal life that she never even noticed the guy, and she just shoot him away. I'm not interested. And then later on, one of her girlfriends said, "Girl, you see how fine he was? Girl, that's your type." And she responded like, "I don't care. Right? And it's one of those things where she was just in that kind of mood. So will that happen where women are just in that kind of mood where it don't matter how you look? They just don't want to be bothered. Now, generally speaking, though, right? When the guy in the video, Trip, I think his name is Trip, when he was talking about how women have expressed discomfort. Let me just say this. And I told you guys this in a couple of videos. Stop letting women tell you how to date. Don't let women tell you how to date. I remember, J. Roman, when I first started doing YouTube videos, late 2018, early 2019, I did a video titled, I think it's 2019, Unapologetically Be a Goddamn Man, right? I think that was the title of the video. Because I had a young dude. He got under one of my videos before that video. And he was asking my advice because he approached this woman. And this woman told him, "Is that how you approach all the girls? Oh, that ain't going to work. You should learn how to do this, and this." And then he asked me, should I take her advice? I said, fuck no. I said, bro, let me ask you a question. I said, what if, for the sake of argument, what if she was right? Right, where you took that advice and then the very next chick you got with, where that advice worked. Then you and that chick stopped talking, and then you approached 5 more chicks the same way, and they all told you the same thing. Is that the way you approach women? You should try this, and that. I'm like, are you going to keep switching up what you do because all these different women don't like your fucking style? No. You stick to the script. You do you. And only fuck with the women that fuck with it. That's it. You don't switch up and change who you are. Now, this is what I will say. If you are socially awkward, if you don't know how to hold or carry a conversation, if you act very nervous around women, if you have passive tendencies, right, you do need to work on that. But that has nothing to do with necessarily you switching up how you approach women. It's about you becoming more comfortable and more confident in who you are. So that way, when you do approach women, you don't care whether or not they with it or not. It is what it is. Either she with it or she not. But the problem is, guys are always looking for this cheat code of, okay, yeah, I approached the last 20 women. One woman gave me her number. I need to find something to say, J. Roman, where the next 20 women I approach, I can get 10 numbers. And this is where all this PUA tactics and all this other shit come in at, and don't validate women, don't compliment women. And let me just say this. Let me bring this up real quick. Okay, guys. Gang Kings 2, Definition of the Man, documentary, October 26th, Miami. Let me bring this up because I want to bring up a couple of other pointers that I want to get to. Okay, right here, right. So one of the things they say is wait to call her or ask her out via text or not to validate, compliment a woman. Or focus on yourself, work out and acquire currency, leave women alone. So let me talk about all of these things real quick. Jay Roman, feel free to jump in there. Let me talk about number one.
Let me make a comment about what you were just saying real quick about, the women and them telling you how to date and stuff. I like to take things to the most human nature of all, right? Everybody has seen, or I hope you have been around enough women, where you've seen where a woman said all this, I want to do this, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and I want him, blah, and he has to approach me like this. And then in the very next day or some months pass or whatever, somebody didn't do none of that she's with.
Yep.
None of it. She contradicted everything. I want a guy that, and she ain't even with a guy like that. Once you see that, you should already say in your head, oh, that was some BS she was kicking in. That was the preference, but not really what it really was. So it doesn't matter what I do. If you're into me, you're gonna be into me. And I think once you see that, you should learn from it and realize, don't listen to them for that advice. But go ahead.
Bro, no, real quick, I had years and years ago, I had this young lady that I knew. I used to work with. We was cool. I remember she told me one time, she was a young chick. I think I was in my late 20s. She was in her early 20s. And we were just talking about dating and all that other shit. But there was no interest in each other, right? So she was telling me that if a guy was attractive enough, but he was a little awkward or a little goofy, she said, I'll give him a little chance. You know what I'm saying? So to your point is, if a woman is attracted to you, she's not going to be super picky about how you approached her, right? When women are trying to give you advice, what it really is, guys, what it really is she doesn't find you attractive. So what she's really saying it without saying it is you're going to have to do some extra shit to get a bitch. Because you just ain't got it like that. But for her, she is using her opinion of you and projecting that on you like every other woman is going to view you like she views you. Which is why you don't take advice from women. So what now?
And it changes. I changes. Yeah. I work with this young lady, and everybody, that I work with some wolves. So, we all at one point in time enjoyed our interaction. But there's this older guy that worked with us that he was smitten by her. And for those who don't know, the smitten is just like, he was so enamored with her, just like, oh my God, she's so beautiful, and da da da, and what. But he was older. He was way older than us at the time. I think I was in my 20s. He had to be in his like late 30s, early 40s, at that time. And in your 20s, you think 40 is really, really old. So, but
until you get to 30 and you realize
you get there, right? Until you get around there, right? So, and she used to say, and I asked her because I was trying to get rid of her, right? Like, man, this dude always be on you. What's up? Why don't you give him a shot? And she's like, no, he always talks to me and he always does this, but he's too short and he's bald and he's too old and all this other stuff, right? And some year passed, and now they're married with kids. Married with kids. So all that stuff she was talking on why he did not qualify for her, somehow that got all out the window, and boom, this future is made with him. So, to me, that's clearly right there. You should take note, fellas, and be like, yeah, it don't matter. It just doesn't matter. You never know how things gonna turn out.
You never know. Just do you. Do you. But let me get to this. Wait to call her. Guys, if you're dealing with a woman who is attracted to you, she can't wait to hear from you again. Even if now, I don't believe in asking for a woman's number. I give women my number. Right? I can't do that asking a woman's number. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you guys exchange numbers, right? Do you know if you're dealing with a woman who's attracted, let's say you met her at 11 o'clock in the morning. If you call her ass 2 hours later, she's going to be excited to hear from you. Period. I've met women in the morning and called them in the afternoon. I met women in the morning and called them at night. I met them at night and called them the next day. They were all thrilled to hear from me, right? Assuming I had their number, right? They were all thrilled to hear from me, period. So you don't have to wait. The problem with this waiting thing is this advice they're trying to give you gives the appearance that you're something that you're not, right? That you're this guy. Now, let me say this. There have been times, Jay, when I got a woman's phone number. There have been times where I've gotten so many women's numbers, like in a weekend. I'm talking about a Friday and Saturday night.
Yep.
Where I literally forgot I had phone numbers. I literally forgot. Like a week or two later, I find this phone number with a girl's name on it. I'm like, I don't remember her. It's my writing. So I know it's my writing, but I'm struggling to remember what the chick looked like. I don't know where I met her at. So I just throw the
notes. Yeah. I used to put notes like in my phone when I got the number, where it had the .com at, because it used to do the @ symbol. Then I write out where I met, like at coffee shop on 6th Street, wearing green shirt. So then I can kind of have some sort of reference to remember that person by. And then the next one, met at nightclub. She was the one with this dress on, and so it can kind of come back. And you get numbers. I used to do my laundry, and you pull out a number, and you're like, which one was this one?
See, Jay Romer, but do you know how many women you got to be meeting though to have that happen, dog? Like in the course of a weekend, like double digits. You know what I'm saying? Like you meeting women all over the place for you to actually forget that shit.
But
I don't remember shorty.
It wasn't for y'all. I'm telling y'all changed my view on a lot of different things, because I what is normal to me might not be normal to somebody else. What is normal to the people I hang out with might not be normal to everybody else. Getting numbers was not any issue. And I think I seen one of the people's comments where they said they got like a whole bunch of number, and a lot of them turn out to be BS, and some stuff turn out, and that's true. I might get 10 numbers on the weekend. 3 of them I don't like. I called on the phone and I didn't like them. Like I don't know what I was thinking about, getting them. And then a couple of them,
you know what it was? You sobered up. You talked to her with the sober ears. Yeah. You're like, wait a minute. What the fuck did I find interesting about this?
A couple of them, you just, and then there's that timetable, right? Because you only got a certain amount of time during the day. You're automatically busy. You're automatically grinding, doing stuff for you that you don't have a lot of time to be talking on the phone and doing this or that. Then you got those gabbers like to talk on the phone. So y'all naturally ain't going to vibe. So really out of 10 numbers, there might be 2 that you kind of might be on the vibe with. And then one of them is BS, because she can't kick it unless you taking her out. So you scratch that one off the thing. So out of that whole afternoon, maybe I got one. I still had a great time going out that weekend because it wasn't just about grabbing numbers. It was about hanging out and, enjoying the party or whatever. So, that is true. But that's why at this moment, like I would never take numbers. I don't like here's
Bro,
my number.
I'm not taking no.
Here's my number. You call me when you call. You call me when you call me.
Now, if she called me and then I got her number because she called me, cool. But I don't, bro. I'm not. And one of the things
is, if I tell you to call me, and you text me, I'll be the first thing I text back is I see you don't know how to follow instructions.
There you go.
We already know the match. I told you to call me. I didn't tell you to text me. I'm not gonna have this. I hate texting back and forth forever, right? All day long. You've been texting back and forth. What do we?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: a woman who's actually attracted to you would rather hear your voice.
Yeah,
she would rather hear your voice. But William Kime says some people really preach only text to make plans. What are your thoughts on dirty talking via text? As long as it's on my terms, like when I'm available, and what we talked about. Okay, so here's my thing. Here's my thing on that. What now? If you met a woman, and when y'all first met, now this is assuming y'all haven't had sex yet. And y'all first met, y'all were very, very flirtatious. The conversation got really sexual and all of that. And then later on, you was texting some dirty shit to her. That's one thing. The problem with the average guy, what the average guy is doing is they're meeting women and they're not flirting with the women. They're not saying anything remotely sexual to the woman, right? So the woman don't even know where their mind is really at as far as what that guy really want to do. Then they get the woman's number, and then later on, they text sexual shit. That's some coward shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, if you felt that way, why didn't you convey that to her face? Why didn't you say that shit to her face, right? Especially, here's the thing. If you was talking for 5-10 minutes, you had a long-ass conversation with that woman, how you talk that long and not let her know where your mind was at, and the only time you can do it is over a text? To me, that screams of a guy who's scary. You're scared to tell a woman to her face anything sexual. So you would rather do it over the phone, over a text where you feel safe. But if you already have rapport with a woman, you've been dealing with a woman, and you're texting dirty shit over a text or a voice note or something like that, that's different. Because you've already established something with her. So that's different. But in the very beginning, when you very first meet women, nah, like be a man about your shit, right? If you're gonna say something sexual, and you're the one initiating it, either do it when you're face to face when you first meet, or if you set up a date, do it then. But this notion of, I'm gonna be super indirect, super passive. I'm gonna ask her where she grew up at, whether or not she got a college degree, what does she major and minor in. I'm gonna ask her her favorite color. I'm going to talk to her about everything under the sun, but when it comes to anything remotely bordering the topic of sex, I'm going to steer away from that. But as soon as I get her over the phone and I'm texting, now I'm going to bring up sex. Like, why? Like, why not do that face to face? Right? And a lot of guys who do that shit over the text, but they never show that energy face to face, what they're finding out is that the woman is not interested. And a lot of times what women will think, unbeknownst to a lot of guys, is they think you are a fucking coward. They think you are a scary motherfucker. Because they're thinking to themselves, where was this energy when we first met? Why are you being this way now? Real quick. Steve and I, we either did a Tuesday show, the sex talk show, or we did a Wednesday.
Yeah, I gotta get on one of those, man. I got to get on one. Get on one of them talk shows.
Yeah, and let me say this: a guy called in. A guy called in. And this same guy called in twice. And both times we had him call the women that he was asking for advice about. And both times he called these women live on air. And both the times he called these women, when he revealed to them what he really wanted, they were no longer interested. Because when he approached them, he was super indirect. He was acting like officer friendly. You know what I'm saying? He was all cool. You know what I'm saying? And super indirect and wasn't flirting with them, didn't say nothing about sex at all. But he made it seem like, yeah, I just want to get to know you. We can chill and kick it. And then Steve and I told him, these women probably aren't sexually attracted to you. But in his male mind, then, why they give me their number? Why was they conversating with me? Call them right now, bro. Call them right now and say some sexual shit to him and see what happens. And then what does he do? He call them and the chicks reveal, oh, no, it ain't like that. Oh, we can't kick it like that. And that's what happens because you're inconsistent with who you presented yourself to be. You presented yourself to be like you were this friendly, cool guy, right? Guys, when you deal with women, literally, look, have you ever seen that it's a costume that guys wear and it's a big old dick, you know what I'm saying? The guy walking around, you know what I'm saying? It's a costume of a penis, basically, right? When you're dealing with a woman, that's what she should see. Sex. If you're mainly motivated to deal with a woman because you're sexually attracted to her and you want to fuck, that's what she should see.
Well, I think dudes are kind of pandering when they text a whole bunch of sexual stuff, right? You should lay down with me because here's this dirty talk I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna do this to you and that to you and things like that. Like, and in the beginning, like, I'm gonna always keep it real with y'all, keep it 100. When when texting first came out, boy, it was a beast, right? You get to say a lot of stuff on the spot, right then on the fly. The pictures, the sending, I ain't gonna lie, I done sent some dick pics. I was proud of my shit like that.
Hell no. Hell no.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it funky with the group. This is all younger though. The wise.
No. I hear you.
It's a little different, but yeah, I say, let me see that thing. Bow. There you go. Now, my thing is that I always still prefer to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
I will give you the greatest 10, at the most 15-minute conversation of the day. And then we're off this phone. Point blank. Now, I expect you to be busy as an adult with things you got going on in life. So I don't expect a whole bunch of attention, just like I expect you not to expect a whole bunch of attention. And then I would make my comment and say this, and I'm gonna get this one. I say, hey, when your toes hit the sheets, go on and give me a call, right? So when you go to lay down in bed, give me a call because I'm gonna talk to you for about maybe 3-4 minutes, and it might get live. It might get live real quick, but it's only if I know there's a date that we're meeting up. I learned never to do this sexual text stuff. Like you do all this sexual text stuff on a Wednesday, right? You don't see this girl till Saturday or Sunday. Where's that built up sexual energy going? Is it coming to you? You done warmed up this engine on a Wednesday night through text. Yeah, girl, I'll do this to you and I'll do that to you. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to our date on Saturday. You mean 5 days done went by before this date and none of that energy was released anywhere? None of it was like, and then when she gets on your date, she's not as sexual. It's all about eating that meal. Like I don't warm up any engine so that I don't drive. So yeah, I'll give you some texts only if you coming this way. It'll be you coming this way tonight. We got some stuff to do that you already know we're gonna do. We're gonna text, and that's it. I'm not just texting you randomly, any of this stuff.
All right, let me do this real quick. Let me speak on dick pics. And I know you were young, so I'm not even giving you no pleasure about that. Let me say something. Let me tell you why I've never said no. Now, if it's a chick I've already been having sex with, that's different. But let me tell you why I personally don't send dick pics, right? Now follow me on this, everybody.
You done sent a pic before, man.
No, only after they've already sampled the shit. Nope. I've had chicks. No, I'm gonna tell you why. I've had chicks ask me, so how big is it? Can you send me a picture of it? And I don't answer none of them questions. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't answer none of them questions. I was like, baby girl, would you rather see a picture of the Eiffel Tower, or would you rather be in the Eiffel Tower? Right? And I'm like, it's all about the experience. And I would literally tell chicks, if you want to see my shit, when you're on your knees looking up at it, holding it in your hands, that's when you'll know how big it is. That's when you can see it. When you got it in the palm of your hands looking at it.
So
that's it.
I'll tell you, that's real smooth, man. That's real smooth. That, like I said, I didn't come down from the Himalayas of game. I had to walk up and dip and jump into the pool of it. But yeah, if they was like, hey, we talking on the phone, and it got to that point. Hey, you coming over? Like, yeah, let me see something. Bop bop, there it is. And and
I'm not trying to look at again. Everybody was young.
It was an exchange, but that's something I wouldn't do now. It's something I wouldn't do now. So. Then, it was something.
Bro, I'm not. Look, young dudes, I get it. I can see why young dudes would do it. Even when I was young, I didn't do it though. But I can see why young dudes would do it, right? Because I've had chicks send me. I had chicks send me videos. Oh, these are chicks I hadn't even had sex with. Send me full videos, butt naked in a bathtub and shit. Right. But anyway, but my thing is, the reason why I don't send dick pics or whatever is because if you want to be blessed with this shit, you gotta. It's like my dick is its own entity. You gotta meet him in person. You know what I'm saying? You gotta meet him in person. Like fuck all that picture shit. You know what I'm saying?
But I will say this: I did not send any pic out to anybody that didn't ask or want the pic. It wasn't like, hey,
random shit.
Yeah, like, hey, you remember me from the club? Thanks
for clearing that.
Missing out on. You know what I'm saying? So let me clarify some stuff. There was no sending out like I was passing out business cards or nothing. Like, here's a dick pic for you. Here's a dick pic for you. It wasn't like that. It was in the course of conversation, and we exchanging this stuff. Like I said, people, I don't say stuff and comment on things just because I'm doing that. I comment because I had an experience in doing it, right? I had experience in knocking my head and doing a lot of lame, goofy, sucker stuff where I can come now and be like, oh, because through all that, I didn't have to knock my head twice to learn that lesson. I learned my lesson quick. Like, okay, okay, I ain't doing that no more. Yeah, okay, this ain't cool no more. So
real quick, Jay, we'll look at some of these questions real quick.
Let's get some of these comments.
So, Chris, the player says, do you think it's even natural for women to have egos? Bro, it's a human thing. It's not a gender thing. Or is it because women have, women got bigger. This is why women don't approach men the way we approach women, because their ego's too big, right? Is it because women have more masculine energy due to modern males being more feminine? Femininity is humble.
Yeah, they do.
Well, here's the thing about masculine and feminine energy. All of us got both masculine and feminine energy in us because we came from a mother and a father, right? So it's in us. The problem is, here's the problem. The problem is far too many young men have more feminine energy than they do masculine energy. So if you have more feminine energy in you as a man than masculine energy, when you deal with women have to overcompensate, right? For the fact that you're not masculine enough. They have to overcompensate for that, right? So, and I've always said this, femininity yields to masculinity. And I'm not the first one to say it. So I'm not claiming that. But femininity yields to masculinity. But when you have a man who is not masculine, but yet a woman is feminine, she can't be in her feminine with a feminine man. She might as well be in a lesbian relationship if that's the case, right? But even in a lesbian relationship, one woman is more masculine than the other. right? And that's how that works. If you think about a car battery, there's a negative and a positive charge, right? You can't have a negative and a negative or a positive and a positive, right? The masculine energy and feminine energy is distinctly different for a reason because it's made to go together like a puzzle piece. It's made to fit together, right? So when you say, no, a lot of women exude masculine energy for survival. Okay, let me explain what I mean by survival. Meaning you'll have some women who may have been very docile, very dainty chicks, and because of that, maybe they got taken advantage of. So what happens is they will adopt more of their masculine side to prevent from being taken advantage of again, or being treated in a certain way. So that does happen too. But in the case that a feminine woman comes into contact with a man who's more feminine than masculine, she got to overcompensate for that. Let me just tell a real quick story. I'm gonna pass it to you, Jay Roman, real quick. My son had this friend, and I'm trying to make it brief. It's a longer story, but they were all together in an apartment. It was a bunch of dudes in an apartment. I think it was a 2-bedroom apartment. One of the dudes was moving out, and him and his girlfriend were in his room arguing. And one of the things they was arguing about was he was supposed to have gotten the U-Haul already to start packing up his shit. So when they were in the room, my son overheard this, and he shared this with me because he knows the shit that I teach as far as, manhood and that other type of shit. So he's telling me about his friend. And he said, Dad, I hear him in a room arguing, and she says this to him. You were supposed to have gotten the U-Haul. You're the man. Do I got to be the nigga in a relationship? This is what she's telling her boyfriend. Do I got to be the nigga in a relationship? Basically, she's saying is, why am I telling you what you got to be doing?
Yeah.
Right. And she said, you're wasting time. Like, you should have been did this. If you needed my help with something, you should have had a plan already, and we could have been doing this. You're the man. Do I got to be the nigga in a relationship? Imagine your woman telling you that. Do I got to be the nigga in a relationship? And that's exactly what she said to him. Do I got to be the nigga in a relationship? Then he said, Dad, he said, this is even worse. He said they went to go get the U-Haul. Jay Roman, he said, on the way back, they looking out the window. Guess who's driving the U-Haul?
She's driving.
She driving the U-Haul while he driving her little car.
See, and that's why
Yeah.
I don't blame women for much. And when we blame men for a lot of it, there's guys that, what about the women? If you really break it down, it's on us. The energy, it's on us. Listen, I'm sitting here, and I didn't want to get pulled into coaching. I coached for years and years and years, and my son is playing football now. And I'm going to the football practice, and the football practice is, it's okay. Because I coached and had the experience, and my son asked me, Dad, can you coach? Can you coach? I checked with him to make it first, make it cool, because I didn't want him just thinking your dad's coming and taking over stuff. What up, Miles?
Oh shit! The nigga make a guest appearance. What's up, fam?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Everything
What
good?
up? What up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I didn't want to impede on his vision of playing football. Hello.
What's up?
Jerome say hello.
Hey, real quick, Miles. How long do we got you for, more or less?
Just a couple minutes. You got a question?
No, I'm going to show you a video. I wanted you to speak to it. So
Okay.
I don't know if you got that kind of time though. Okay, hold on, real quick.
Let's get it. Let's do it.
Okay, hold on, real quick.
If you got that much time before that phone get hot.
Yeah. I want to make sure that the people that are watching on your channel at least get your take on what the title's about. So here we go.
Hey, fellas, with me. We not taking no ill-advised shots in 2024, bro, and beyond. Women have expressed discomfort in the methodology behind a lot of what we do. I know the game is the game, but the game has evolved. Women have said that they don't like to be approached when they grocery shopping, when they at the gym, when they in certain environments, when they just having a good time. And I'm not telling you not to shoot your shot. What I'm saying is if she doesn't throw you the assist, or you don't have a clear lane to the basket, don't shoot that shot, dog. That's the coach will pull your ass right the fuck out the game, bruh. take practice. Yeah, it's hard to get. You gonna miss some shots. Like, I'm not saying that everything go in. It's like A said, bro. If you know it was a good shot, it was a good shot.
What choosing signals are you telling them to look for them to know?
So let's talk specifics, because body language changes when a woman is attracted to you. If we talking about from a distance, then you're not just looking for eye contact, bro. Eye contact. I look around the room. You feel me? I'ma lock eyes with plenty in here because we happen to be looking around together. Brody, that's not an open shot. That's a social cue of kindness. Like, she just made the shit less awkward. You're looking for a smile and extra body language, a smile and hair adjustment, a smile and a shift in posture. You feel me? If she shifts towards you, if her body language opens up, if she starts touching shoulders when you get close to her and things like that.
What's up, bro?
What'd you think about that, Mouse?
All right, thank you. So here's the thing. I know what that guy is saying. I know what that guy is saying as far as cause see, I don't mess with choosing signals, right? But what I will say is, as men, when we're approaching women, we got to pay attention to social cues. You see what I'm saying? So I think there's a now, if you see a woman that you want to go talk to, just do it. You ain't got to wait for nothing. You ain't got to wait for them to initiate nothing, and you ain't got to follow their lead. You understand? But at the same time, you should pay attention to a woman's body and know when she's interested and when she's not. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times I think guys do themselves a disservice by not paying attention, and they continue on, and then that's what turns it from a like a not interested situation to an awkward situation. You understand? So I think guys just need to pay attention a little bit more, and you don't have to wait for no choosing signals. But at the same time, once you engage the woman, make sure you're paying attention to her body language so you can know when to continue and when to stop.
And right there, and that's the difference. And I want guys to understand what the dude Trip, I think that's his name, in the video was talking about. When you see a woman 20 feet across the room to try and study her body language way from over there, which is goofy. Now, to Miles's point, which I wholeheartedly agree with, once you do approach a woman and you start talking, you do need to pay attention to how responsive and receptive she is to you. And you can tell based on how she responds to you verbally and on her body language whether or not she wants you there. Whether or not she's short with her answers. And you can tell she kind of wants the conversation to end already, and you just too dumb to catch the clues. So there are clues to catch once you're talking to a woman, though. But for you to be looking 20 feet across the room and be studying her, let me see if there's any kind of signs that she might be interested. Like, nigga, just go over there and take your ass over there and go talk to that lady. And then what happens.
And I want to say this too. Guys should stop trying to spend so much time in the playground of a woman's mind. You see what I'm saying? What right do we have to assume all of these different things? Because going up to meet somebody, it's about the unknown. It's about the discovery. It's about figuring out if it makes sense or if it don't. I think a lot of these guys with a lot of these narratives, especially when it comes to choosing signals, they spend too much time trying to assume and postulate and hypothesize what the woman is dealing with, what she's going through. Listen, you might make her day, bro. You might be the the thing to make her day. Even if it doesn't turn into anything, you still might be the one to make her day. You still might be that ray of sunshine to, you know what I'm saying, to change an otherwise abysmal day that she probably had. You understand? So as men, it's like, just do what you want to do. Now, as you're doing it, make sure you pay attention. Pay attention to the patterns, pay attention to the body language and so on and so forth. But at the same time, to sit here and to spend so much time trying to think and postulate, well, you know, she looks like it, you know, I might be bothering her, and so much. Look, it doesn't take all of that. If you want to go talk to that woman, go talk to that woman. Because the truth of the matter is, it's the courage that you have to go after what you want that will set the stage for you to actually get it. All that other shit is just theory. That's why we call it real game, no theory. All that other shit is just theory. You don't know that woman. You don't know that woman. You don't know what she's attracted to. You don't know where she's from. You don't know what she's going through. You don't know. Sometimes there's people out there that just need you to say, hey, what's up? How you doing? You all right? Everything good? There's people out there that was getting ready to self-delete. And just because you asked them how they was doing, it made a difference in their life. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know what's going on in a person's life. And at the same time, if I want to do something, it's up to me to do it, and I have to just do it. You see what I'm saying?
Now, the thing that cracks me up right now is, Miles, we all came on at different times. It pretty much said the same thing. Explained it a little bit different, highlighted some great points, but still said the same thing. And really, think about this. Her discomfort. Yeah. I don't think I'm really concerned about her discomfort of rejecting somebody. That's not
exactly.
When you said they have expressed discomfort in saying no, like, I'm sorry, that's the least it's expressed yourself, right? So go on and say no, or you're not interested, or something like that. And I don't think that's too much. Like, oh my God, I was eating and I had to say no to somebody. Like,
right?
Yeah, you said no to somebody. Continue to eat.
Right. Hey, but guys, check this out. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I gotta get back on the
road. All right, brother.
All right, so I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. And thanks for sending me the link so I can still drop in. Appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate you. Peace,
all
peace,
right.
peace.
All right. Peace.
All right. So Unique says, I'm gonna help you out, nigga. I'm gonna help you out. All right. So that nigga still, you still here now? You want me to invite you back in? You want to come back in? Hold on. You want to come back in?
No, old man shit. I don't know how to get out of here. I can't.
All right, man. All right. There you go. All right. So he says, Unique says, if women were to stay or to say what truly turns them on, there would be judgment and potential uproar from weak males, their fellow women in society. As Steve says, it all happens on the back end. Look, let me tell you this. Women cannot always tell you what turns them on. I need you guys to understand. Women cannot always tell you what turns them on. Now, women might have a physical type, like a certain way that a guy looks, that might turn them on, right? They might have a particular way that a man doesn't or says something, for the most part, but a woman cannot always tell you what turns her on. And what I mean by that is this. Sexual attraction is involuntary. A woman being sexually attracted to a man is not a conscious thought where she's like, I want to be sexually attracted to this guy who I've never seen before. No. Even if a woman thinks you're handsome, that doesn't mean she's sexually attracted to you. But if you walked over there and started a conversation with her, your presentation, your disposition, your demeanor, the way that you are, the way that you speak, your charm, that could turn her on. But she wasn't necessarily anticipating being turned on by you. So a woman cannot always say what will and what won't turn her on in many cases. And I did a video, J-Woman, where a woman, it was a Facebook post, where she was sexually attracted to this guy she didn't personally like. I think it was a guy that either worked with her or a guy that she had in class. Either they were students together in college or something, or they worked together. I don't recall which one. But she couldn't stand this guy. She says, I don't like him, but I want to fuck him so bad. But just as a person, she did not like him. But she was turned on by the fact that he was so indifferent to her, and he didn't care about how she felt about anything. And they had a difference of opinion philosophically about certain things. And she couldn't stand that he was such a contrarian. But it was just something about him that she found herself just hopelessly attracted to. So there's no way she could have guessed that I'm going to run into this guy that I either go to school with or work with. As a person, I can't stand him, but I'm going to be sexually attracted to him. A woman can't predict that shit. So a lot of times, women don't even know what turns them on. I just want to make that point. This is why a lot of times that PUA, this pickup line shit, all this shit, it's a waste of time. Because you can say, Jay Roman, a woman can be sexually attracted to Jay Roman. Jay Roman ain't got to say nothing but, what's up, babe? How you doing? And she's like, oh my God, he spoke to me, right? And I can walk up and I can have all of these super dope lines. My shit is rhyming like a motherfucker. I'm saying it with all the assertiveness and all of that. And ain't none of it sticking. Because they don't, and she can say, oh, you're smooth. I like the way you put shit. But her pussy is like, not him. That other guy, Jay Roman, him, girl. Just him saying, hello, babe, that just made me tingle. This nigga saying all these rhyming words didn't move me at all. So a lot of times it just is what it is. You can't always predict what will make a woman move based on, depending on how sometimes it depends on how she feels in the moment. It depends on where her mind is at in the moment, right? And what I mean by that is this. And I've had this happen, Jay. Check this out. Where I met a chick and she was hesitant to deal with me when I met her. I met her later on and she was all up on me. 2 different types of interactions at 2 different points in time. I can't explain why she was hesitant at first, but I meet her sometime later and she all up on me, can't get enough of me. So a lot of times you can't always predict a woman's mood and how that impacts what you're saying to her in those particular moments. But go ahead, fam, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I just think you're totally right on that. And I always think of solution-based, right? I'm a solution-based guy, like, hey, the easiest solution is, instead of spending all that time wondering about her, figure yourself out and create the baseline for you and find people that like that baseline for you. That's it. Like, it's not, you keep bending with the wind over this way and that way. And next, you start to become a hater. Haters are born when they don't understand women, because now they don't understand why I've been in the gym, I've eaten correctly, I've got the car, but she's with this bum over here. Why is that? Well, it doesn't matter why. That's her choice. Now you're hating because you feel like you're better than this guy because he's messing with her or got her, because you don't understand that's her choice, and you don't understand the rule of attraction, like Zach is saying. I know a girl that hates me. She tells me, I hate you. She straight up, like, sometimes I just hate you. But she loves me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she loves me, but she hates me.
Bro, I had a fuck buddy that couldn't stand me, bro.
Couldn't stand me, right?
She couldn't stand me, bro. She didn't like me at all. But guess what she loved, though? She loved being piped down, though. But she couldn't stand me. Didn't want to talk to me, bro.
And really, I think I just love the fact that you're unbreakable.
Yeah, could be that too.
I think women who hate something, it's a thin line between love and hate. They just hate the fact that they know it don't matter what they do, they can't break you from you being you. Because if you find one that does break you from you being you, then it's not the same. That whole appeal is just gone. And that's the thing I think talks more, is that, I can't break you because you're so solid in who you are, and what you accept and what you don't accept. And you make no adjustments for nobody, even for me, who's in your life this long or who's close to you like this. You're not even making adjustments for me, and that's what they hate. They hate that you are just you, undeniably, unapologetic.
And they'll call you mean. That one chick I was talking about who hated me, when I was like, hey, look, if you got a problem with it, we ain't got to fuck no more. And she was like, no, I still want that dick with your mean ass. That's exactly what she said. I still want that dick with your mean ass. I'm like, all right, cool. And then this is what's so funny. When she would come over, she would just walk right past me. I would open the door. She was like, let's get this over with. Right? Just walk, because she couldn't stand me, bro. She couldn't stand me. And she would walk right past me, walk into the bedroom, Now, while we was doing what she was doing, while we was doing what we was doing, she was fully engaged in the moment. And I would talk shit to her, right?
Yeah.
Like, you like me. Why you?
We
I can't stand you. I can't stand you. Shut up. Stop talking. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
No, I think earlier we was talking about just manhood, society, feminine and masculine.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so important for guys to maintain their masculinity vigilantly, because that feminine masculinity goes deep into society, right? And just to give a point, they stopped allowing my son to play tag at school.
What?
Or football, because people could get hurt because they are running around, roughhousing, hitting each other or tagging each other and things like that. Now, they're not supposed to play that in school.
Same thing happened to my son. I got my 10-year-old. Same thing happened to him.
So you're teaching them to be docile, just to sit and play non-physical games, things like that. And so my son wanted to talk about it. We had a conversation about it, and I had to let him know, like, man, men we're just different. Boys are just different. We have a certain amount of energy in us, and we like to roughhouse. We like to fight. We like to do certain things. And he was kind of looking at me, and I said, just like when you wrestle with Dad, like, I don't do nothing to you. You just run and jump on me, karate chop me, a suplex kick, and you want to wrestle. Why is that you want to do that? My daughter never wanted to do that. She didn't come and run and karate chop me and try to kick me. Like, why do you want to do it? And he goes, I don't know. And I said, that's just because it's naturally in you to want to be like that. And society kind of breeds it for you to be softer. And that's just on that macro level where I'm talking about. Now, just imagine how much of that has seeped into dating, where we're so concerned about the feminine energy and not about your own masculine energy. And I think that, guys have to be really vigilant in that. I just watched to no fault of hers, and I'm gonna give it up to this lady. I didn't go talk to her or nothing. She's coaching a football team on a different level than my son. I seen her at practice. She had one of the weakest practices I ever seen in my life, but she was out there doing it. I mean, they was running around in the circles. Like, they was running, like, clearly she knows nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. She doesn't know a lot about football and the fundamentals of practice and everything. I can see that, but she was out there doing it. Me and another
at least she was doing. At least she was trying. Yeah.
At least she was doing it. And so I'm not talking mess about her at all. I'm giving her props. Me and another dad was standing out there, and we looked. There was no dads.
There was no dads out there?
No dads out there.
Just a bunch of mothers?
Just mothers and their sons and a few daughters that was playing flag football, because flag football is co-ed, and out there. But she coached, and she was there, and she was sitting down during practice.
She was sitting down in the chair doing practice.
She was sitting down in the chair doing practice, man. Like,
ladies.
Like,
no,
don't talk about her right now. She got all props. We're not going to say nothing negative. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm not going to bring a negative undertone on it, because she was doing it. When there is a lack of masculinity, ladies have stepped up, and then these dudes want to turn around and blame them for certain things. You're blaming them for the lack of what you don't have. And at some point, guys got to start seeing that when they're looking at these shows, or I don't know what you call them, PDA, because I'm new to all this stuff on it. But the expression of always blaming a woman for something that you should be doing. Society-wise, there was no dads out there, and let's give 2 dads at least. 2 or 3 dads had to work. Let's just say 2 had to work. What about the other 12?
Yeah,
kids out there. Okay, let's just say two of the kids' dads, maybe their dad is in prison, or he's no longer with us. What about the other 9 or 8 dads? Well, yeah, 12 track 4 is 8. So what about the other 8 dads? you know, at some point, we got to say, as men, we got to do better. You worrying about approaching a woman and seeing a signal? Worry about your masculinity and being who you are. And who's attracted to that? Like, I don't care if she had to say no today. So what? You're eating the meals. Oh, what a hard thing to do. You're eating the meal. No, thank you. I'm not interested. Thank you. So what? You know, like at some point, we got to understand as men that you are the key. You're the key. You're the key. And you can't blame them. So when the guys start blaming men on these shows and not the women, like the women ain't, the women just aren't exalted from anything. Oh, the women are this, the women that they are filling in on roles that you're not doing, and then you're getting mad that they're filling in instead of getting mad that you don't have it.
Okay, let me say this real quick. Efosa with the 223. Bro, you be sending the most odd dollar amounts, and this is weird as fuck.
For first sex.
No, yeah, section. Yeah, you can play music the very first sex session if you want to. It's not too soon. If it's Efosa, if it's part of your identity to play R&B music while you get it in, then play it. Then that's what you do. You know, because my thing is, if you like to play music and you're picking and choosing at what juncture you introduce music into it, that means you're kind of trying to kowtow to the woman. You're worried about the woman feeling some type of way. No, if you're the type of guy where you like to get it into R&B music, play R&B music. Let me say this real quick. Here's a quote by Albert Camus. The quote is, "Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is." And that's a true statement. In this world, man is the only creature that refuses to be what he is. There's too much dating advice, relationship advice, and marriage advice telling men not to be men. They're telling you to run in the other direction from being a man, right? Can anyone tell a lion how to hunt? No, a lion is a lion. A lion does what it does. Period. As a man, we take action. That's what men do. And you said earlier, we're solution-based. I see Jay Roman, you know what I see when I see a woman by herself? I see a woman that needs a real man, you know what I'm saying, to be in her company. That's what I see. Now, when I walk up and talk to her, she can say, "Nah, I'm good." But I see a woman who potentially can use a real man, right? And I'm going to give her the opportunity to be in the physical presence of one. That's what I see. So I'm giving her the opportunity. Why would I wait for a choosing? That's not what a man does. We take action, right? We are solution-based. There's a problem. She hasn't had a real man in her life. I'm the solution. How can I be the solution if I'm sitting on a bench staring at her, waiting for her to look at me? Waiting for her to look at me. And then, and here's the funny part. All these guys that are waiting for choosing signals, how many of them stared at a woman hoping that that woman will look up and stare at them and give them a choosing signal, only for another guy to walk up and just start talking to that woman and leave with that woman?
Thank you.
While you sitting there waiting for her to gawk and smile and play with her hair, a guy who just saw her just walked up, introduced himself, they talked for a little bit, and they got up and left. And here you are, still sitting there, waiting. Is there any more girls I think is cute that I can look at for another 10 minutes and hope they look at me? But let's get to some of these questions, man, before we get out of here.
I had a partner with Funky Breath, man. Funky Breath. We used to kind of laugh at him, but he would still talk to women. And I would think to my head, don't they smell his breath? Right? Don't they smell his breath? But at the same time, it didn't matter because whatever he was saying to him was working. You know, like I think we worry about the wrong things when it comes to this because you're so groomed. Men are so groomed to, instead of aggressively walk, we pitter pat now. We pitter pat and check everything.
Yeah.
Did she look my way?
Man, I could care less. I could care less. I could care less. Right. So Reed says, how do you go about becoming a man that can never say the wrong thing to a woman? Well, the first mistake you're making is you're correlating being a man to dealing with women. That's the first mistake. And he says, I'm 21, I want to understand game. Okay, game ain't about women. Guys, here's the thing. There's no such thing as saying the right or wrong thing when it comes to women. And let me say that shit again because it's going to go over your head. There's no such thing as saying the right or wrong thing to women. If I approach a woman, I'm decisive, I'm transparent, I'm assertive, I speak with conviction, I don't hold my tongue, I'm not afraid to say what's really on my mind, I present myself in the most authentic, genuine version that I can. Where did I go wrong? Even if that woman is not interested in me, where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? Because see, when you say the wrong thing, that implies there's a right thing. So if there's a right thing, that implies if you say the right thing, that gets you some pussy. If you say the wrong thing, you don't get no pussy, right? That's what you're kind of implying. So my thing is, if a woman is not interested in me, did I say the wrong thing? No. I said the right thing in a sense of the only right thing is for me to tell her the truth about why I'm in her face. I'm going to keep it a buck with her and let her know why I'm in her face. Why? What brought me over here to talk to her? I'm going to tell her the truth. And however she takes that is however she takes that. If she's not interested in me, I'm not going to go home and say, damn, what could I do better to get her? I'm going to be like, Shorty wasn't interested. Oh, well. Go ahead, Jeremy. You want to say something to that?
No, and I agree. Like, and I want to know what you consider the wrong thing. And then on top of that, who judges if it's right or wrong? We're men out here. Ain't nobody grading our report cards. We're not in school no more. This is life. You know, at the end of this month, you ain't going up and getting a grade or a progress report. So who's checking you saying this is the right thing or the wrong thing to say? Like, so that's on you. Now, I will tell you this. If you don't know something about something, then don't say nothing about something you don't know about, right? Like, you know, y'all talking about some science and you don't know nothing about it. You can say, I don't know nothing about it, but this is what I think. This is what it is. And who's grading that? So I'm with Zach, man. Hey, say what you got to say. If you mean it, if you believe it, if it's something that you believe in and it's true, and hey, that's it. You know, either she's with it or not. But
there you go. There you go. And then, no, it shouldn't even be on your conscience. It shouldn't be lingering on your conscience. Like, man, she was really cute, man. I wish I would have got one. Man, you say what you got to say. You put the ball in her court. Either she's going to serve it back or she's going to let the ball go out of bounds. Either way, you keep pushing it.
And then I would say the rest is experience. Timing. You know, timing is a big thing. Timing is a big thing, and
timing is everything.
And how to respond quickly to stuff is a big thing, and how to respond in a way that's a big. But that comes with experience and being around people, because you associated saying right and wrong things and then game, and then women. You associated three things that are separate, that wave with each other, but they're not together. So, exactly. You know, if you're talking about saying the right thing at the right moment at the right time to be witty, funny, or whatever, you're gonna have to hang around people with some game, and you're gonna have to go through some life experiences and being confident enough.
Life experiences. The greatest teacher is experience. You need experience.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to go through that experience with some confidence to say it and make a mistake. That's the thing. We're human beings. You say stupid stuff. People say stupid stuff, but are you confident enough to say that stupid stuff and go through it and learn whatever you need to learn?
And I'm gonna say this: and the more you learn, the more astutely aware you become, and the more you have astute observation, you can call out your own fouls. Meaning, like you said, timing is everything. You might say something at an inopportune time, and you know right then and there when you do it, damn, I shouldn't have did it that way. Damn, I should have said that just now. right?
Yeah.
You know when you mess up, right when you mess up. But that comes with you. You're out there, you're dealing with women, you have all this experience, wisdom, and knowledge. You know you can call out your own foul. Right? I've been there where I said things, chicks, and I knew as soon as it came out of my mouth, it wasn't that I said the thing. I didn't say the wrong thing. I just didn't whisper it. I said it too loud where other people heard. And because other people heard, she couldn't respond the way she really wanted to respond. So she had to go in defense mode and respond the opposite of how she really wanted to respond because other people heard what I said to her.
Or just the opposite too. When you introduce yourself to some people, sometimes you don't realize you're introducing yourself like, hey, my name is such and such. And they kind of look like, okay. When you say, hey, what's up? My name is blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, okay. Like, now you may think you're yelling, you may think you're too loud, but really, you know, it was clear. She heard it and she realized, hey, this dude's aggressive. Like it sends out a lot more than you think it sent out, besides just the tone of your voice. So you just got to go through those experiences, you know, and know who you are. I don't know who you are. Like, I don't know if you're a quiet dude and you speak softly. I don't know. Like, so you got to get those experiences and go from there.
Okay. Real quick, Jerome, and I'm going to get through some of these questions real quick.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it
overtime, but just real quick. So he says, how do you go about, no, we did that already. We did that. This guy right here. So he says, how can a person overcome getting rejected, real harsh in life, still maintain sanity? Bro, why are you so emotional over a woman telling you no? Right? You're emotional over a strange woman telling you no. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, just imagine this, man. You go home and being down all day for a 20-second interaction. Like, that just doesn't make sense, right? You seen her, maybe it was a 5-minute interaction because it took you 4 minutes just to get up enough nerves to say hello. Either way, that moment out of your whole 24-hour day, you're going to think about and be sad all day about. Like, in that case right now, I don't think you need to worry about rejecting or getting at people. I think you need to build up your confidence and worry about yourself more. So you didn't graduate to the point to get at people yet, because you're not at to the point with yourself where you stepping out the door like a man.
All right, let's go to the next one. All right. So he says, I feel the same way about my peace of mind. What do I do about my baby mom deciding to bring her new dudes to my house whenever she comes to pick up our son? I can't stand. There's nothing you can do about it, bro. There's nothing you can do about it, bro. There's nothing. When you have kids with a woman or a child with a woman and you're no longer together, there is nothing. Now, if they're in a car, then why do you care, right? Now, if the dude at your front door holding your son, passing your son to you, then there's some boundaries there. But other than that, once you're no longer in a relationship with the woman, or if you never got into one to begin with, and she's dating or in a relationship or married to somebody different, bro, you got to suck it up.
Hey, this stuff I'm gonna be talking about on my channel and stuff, and you know, it's coming. It's coming. I keep telling y'all that it's coming. One, I'm gonna keep this brief because Zag already done told me we on overtime. He coming to your door, so what? Chop that up. You guys aren't together anymore. In fact, it's a better thing that he did come to your door. So now you know who's around your son. You got a picture to him. You got a face to him. Great opportunity to shake his hand and say, hey, my name is such and such. What's yours? You meet him. You know, you want people to be around your kid's life that are decent people, and you get to set that tone even with him by the way you come off like a man, shaking his hand and saying what's up and things. That ain't mean y'all got to get a beer or nothing like that. But now you want his name. Yeah. You want to know what he looks like. Yeah. You want to know certain information because your son is going to be around him. So
now let me say this, because he said dudes, plural. And if it's multiple guys, and she got multiple guys around your kid, as foul as that is, there's nothing you can do about it, bro. Guys, unless she's breaking the law or doing something like that or going against the court order, no matter how foul you think it is personally, there is nothing you can do about it. Now, you can talk to her about it, but clearly, if you have any boundaries that she's already crossing, she don't respect you. It is what it is.
I think set the tone of manhood. Set the tone of manhood, because you don't know what she done said about you. A lot of times they, you know, oh, he always do this and always do that. And then you come off, hey, what's up? My name is such and such. There you go. Hey, let me get your name. That's my son, whatever. A lot of dudes respect that. from the jump because they understand, all right, I'm dealing with a man here. He's not going to be all emotional, all this little stuff and things that's going on. So set the tone of manhood always.
Yeah. So real quick, Danny P with the $4.99. Respect to the panel. Great show today. Reese McNeil, $4.99. Thank y'all for the advice. Also, so let's go ahead and get to this next joint. What did he say right there? Says, I know y'all say don't holler at chicks at work. What if me and the chicks exchanging sex stories? Bro, it don't, guys, and I'm glad you asked that. Just because a woman is talking about sex with you doesn't mean she is interested in having sex with you. Okay, let me explain what I mean. If a woman is telling you, hey man, this guy did this to me, and God, I love it when a guy go down on me. Unless she tells you, I would love for you to go down on me, it don't mean nothing. A woman engaging you in sex talk where she's talking about other previous sexual experiences or she's talking about the things that she liked, unless she is explicitly telling you that she want you to do these things or that she want to do things to you, it means nothing. Women love to talk about sex. I've had coworkers, female coworkers share their dildo pictures of their dildo collection and tell me why each one is their favorite. And there was no sexual attraction there on either side. Right? Don't let that shit fool you. But here's the bigger thing, Coffee Brown. If you're interested, why are you waiting, bro? This goes back to the whole choose the signal shit. If you're interested, just holler at the chick. Well, why are you waiting for all of this different shit to happen? But go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, we say don't holler at chicks at work. That's because we don't think you guys got enough game to holler at chicks at work. Because every job I didn't bang a few people from my job. So
that's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, you gotta. I don't like to talk about sex at work unless because HR is always listening. That's my
exactly, and that's
why
HR
is always listening. Because somebody that overheard y'all talked and they went and told, or you go to say something and she's having a bad day the next day. Next, you in HR and you wondering, hey, we were just talking about this the other day. So to me, I'm not really talking to sex about work. So anything we exchange number, we talking afterwards if we feeling each other. If not, I don't really want to talk to you about it anyway, because I don't like revving up no engine that's going home to somebody else. Like I'm not gonna rev up your engine to go so you can go somewhere else. Don't use me. So
there you go. So let's get to the next one. It says, what's the proper way to excuse yourself if you're talking to a woman and her partner walks up? Her partner? What do you mean by partner? If you're talking about you talking about she's in a lesbian relationship? I'm not sure because as a man, we're not a woman's partner. Okay, we can be her boo, we can be her man, we can be a lot of things, but one of the things we cannot be to a woman is her partner. So I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, are you getting at her and then her dude walks up, or are you just having conversation? Because when a dude walks up in a conversation, I continue to have the conversation. Like that's not.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop talking because a dude walk up. Now, if she stops talking, or she starts to act awkward because the dude is present, then I can take a clue. I'm like, all right, well, let me go ahead and move along. But if she's still talking like that dude being there don't mean nothing, I'm gonna keep talking like that dude being there don't mean nothing. I'm not gonna switch up what I'm doing because of him, right? So that's the best way I can answer that.
I was waiting in line one time to get into this little function, and I was talking to this girl. Come to find out, her dude was the one throwing the function. So we're talking. He comes up. We still talking. She introduces me. Hey, what's up, man? And all three of us now are talking. When it was time to rock and roll to go in, he was like, "Hey, come on, man, you too." So I bypassed the line and got in for free, and I'm in there. So if you just roll with stuff, you never know what's going to happen. And then later on, she gave me her number anyway, which I thought it was, I didn't use it because I really wasn't into her like that. I was just warming up the mouthpiece. But at the same time, like sometimes just relax, man. You ain't gotta take everything so seriously.
I'll go. So let's get to the next one. He says, text help looking to get on the phone, met a girl dating that. So did she say I prefer texting over FaceTime?
Oh, I'm good.
You're gonna get a hold of me quicker, texting me, and versus waiting on me to call you. Bro, look, guys, y'all been listening to us long enough. Deal with women strictly on your terms. That includes the way that you elect to communicate. If I tell a woman, let's do FaceTime, and she don't do FaceTime, I'm not fucking with her. Right? If I tell a woman, take my number down, and she says, I don't take a man's number, I'm not fucking with her. Right? Period. When I say deal with women strictly on my terms, I mean that in every way fathomable. Period. Any type of hesitation, trepidation, reluctance, anything like that, I'm not fucking with her, bro. So hold on real quick. My bad, bro. Fucking coughing. So he says,
for me, if it ain't, I'm just let you guys know. I feel like this is Jay Roman saying, I feel like for a dude to always be checking his phone is real vaginal. If you don't have a business, where you're completing orders and answering emails and stuff like that, to be always on your phone like ladies be, to me, it's just real vaginal. I don't want to text all day long. Give me that call out. Let's have this conversation so I can hang this phone up, and that's that.
All right. So Unique says, what's your opinion on just be yourself? I believe being the best version of yourself is way better. What do you both think? Well, when this is my personal opinion, right? When I say just be yourself, be the most authentic version of yourself that you're comfortable with. If who you are is a shy guy who's not self-assured, you have low self-esteem, then you have to work on that. You have to work on why you're that way, right? So Unique, I can see the dilemma with people giving the advice of just be yourself. And there is some validity to saying you can't tell everybody just to be themselves because not everybody like themselves. So if you don't like yourself, it's hard to tell that person to be themselves because they don't like who they are, which is why most guys, when they meet women, they always got a mask on because they don't like who they are. Because if you liked who you are, or if if you liked who you are and you were comfortable in your own skin, why wouldn't you introduce that to a woman? But go ahead, J.
I think sometimes it's kind of easier to say just be yourself, but there's a step in between that is which you need to know yourself to be yourself. And I think that's the part that some people misunderstand, and then I like the way you put being the best version of yourself. Who I am, I never think I'm the best version of myself. I'm always working on something to improve. But you got to know yourself, be honest with yourself, and say, this is the things I have that's not too great. I got this, I don't know, Zach said something, some weird quirkiness about you. Is that a good thing that you think? Is it a bad thing? Is it something you need to work on? Is it something you need to change? Are you procrastinator? Do you get too involved with stuff? You forget to handle other things? Do you whatever it is, you should be man enough to know yourself, to improve yourself, and then be able to represent yourself exactly on who you are.
Okay, so last question. So he says, when talking to a woman to exchange contact info, should I have a conversation first, then first, I think he meant then give her my number. Okay, so the way you worded your question is the problem.
Yeah, well, I take
now, peep what you said. When talking to women to exchange contact information, I never talk to a woman to exchange contact information. Listen to what I'm saying, because I don't want this to be lost. I never talk to a woman to exchange contact information. I talk to women to give them an opportunity. Once the woman lets me know that she's interested in taking the opportunity, then I give my number to her to let her know to stay in touch with the opportunity, which is me. That's it. I'm not talking to a woman to exchange contact information. The problem with a lot of you guys is y'all are mainly focused on getting the phone number. Like, you're mainly motivated to get the phone number. So during the course of the conversation, you never get the intel that you need. And the intel that you need is to know if that woman is down to follow your lead. So whether you're wanting her to come back to your spot, right? Whether you're mainly interested in a fuck buddy scenario, or if you want to offer her a date, let her know all that information right then and there. Let her know what it is you want to do. Set her expectations, and then let her decide whether or not she wants to partake in that activity. If she says yes, then it makes sense to exchange contact information. If she says no, or she's hesitant on some I don't know, and any of that type of shit, then you know she ain't the one you should be talking to. But go ahead.
On this one, you know, like always, man, I'm gonna just I didn't gave my number to some women I ain't even said hello to. You know, I seen them and I wrote my number down and I said, hey, I'm about to leave. You know, I seen you just come in here. Call me. I think Zach is 100% right. Sometimes when you guys talk to women, you're talking to her to see if she likes you instead of to see if you like her. And when I mean not like, but
bro, I need you to go back and say that again. Can you please say that again?
I said so they're talking to her. They're talking to her to see if she likes you instead of you talking to her to see if you like her. And I think that's the issue when it comes to it. Are you trying to qualify so she accepts your number, or are you trying to qualify her to you to say, okay, I think you're cool enough where I can give you this number? And I think that's the difference. So you go. It all depends too. No, that doesn't depend on anything. That's what I'm talking about. But fellas, y'all gotta have. And I know it's missing these days, the word swag about yourself. And knowing what's up. Like you gotta know you and who will be great around you. And if they can't, then don't give your number to them.
There you go. And it's really that simple. It's really that simple. You're worried about whether or not the chick like you instead of assessing whether or not she's likable, right? So if I'm talking to a young lady and I'm trying to set up something where we can see each other again and she's getting me to run around or she's bullshitting me, I can tell you right now, not only incompatible, but I don't even like her. Now, bear in mind, see, the problem with the average guy is y'all like women simply because they're cute, simply because you think they're pretty. You like them on the strength of how they look. I don't like women based on how they look. You caught my eye. I like what I'm looking at right now, but I don't know if I like you yet, right? So let me have a conversation with you. And depending on how you act within that conversation, maybe I like you enough to have you spend an hour or two with me. But even then, J. Roman, I don't know if I like you past that 1 or 2 hours. I might see you on a date, and I might decide, you know what? I don't really want to see her ass again. I probably could smash if I wanted to, but I don't even want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you need to know whether or not she fits you. I think too many guys, and to your point, J. Roman, they're too worried about trying to fit the woman, which is why they'll kowtow and acquiesce and all that other shit.
And it's really stuff they got to watch out for. If you're too busy trying to qualify for her, you're not concentrating on the things that you need to look for her to qualify for you. And that's a lot of the mistakes, because you're trying to be the best thing for her and not the opposite. I gave my number to somebody. I was walking out. She was walking in, kind of noticed her. She noticed me. I gave a number to her. Boom. That's it. A couple days after that, she gives me a call. And the first thing I tell her is, you're pretty adventurous, huh? I like that. Because, you just called this random person. Like I put my name and number. We ain't never met each other before. And now this is where, if you don't have anything to say, which makes it awkward, right? The number calls you, boom. I let her know, hey, okay, you pretty adventurous, huh? I like that. And she goes, yeah, why? Why'd you give me the number? Now, at that moment, some guys might be stuck. Oh, well, I was looking at you and I said, hey, I seen you walking in, and instantly I wanted to know that the inside match the outside. Right. And then we went from there. And basically I let her know, I want to know if that personality matches the beauty, because it's not the beauty, it's the fact that what you do from this point on and the conversation, how we talk to each other is going to rock. Plus, I did a back end compliment where I ain't got to say you're beautiful. You already know that. I'm trying to worry about the other stuff. So, there's things in the way you guys gotta come on, say stuff, and you gotta have a plan. You gotta know what's next. You gotta know that's manhood, that's fortitude, that's vision, and going from there. Don't give your number to somebody that you don't expect to call. Don't give your number to somebody that you ain't got no plan on how to communicate with them when they do.
Real quick, Zay. Yes, my Canes are gonna win. Yep, this year. Unique 79 with the 20, with the 20-year-old. He says, K. Zach and J. Roman change the title to best dating advice ever. Do follow these steps. I like that. I like the way you think, Unique. Priceless game today. Like and subscribe to both. And to Miles. I will purchase a couple of your merch, K. Zach. Appreciate you, Unique. Thank you, brother. So guys, on that note, we are about to be out. If anyone got any questions that we skipped over or missed, some of it was done on purpose. I'm just letting you know. Know what I'm saying? Because some of the questions I can't. I wish there was a way to electronically check y'all ages and shit.
Just email them to jroman at yahoo.com. Email address. What's my email? Man, Renee.
Yeah, there you go. Cause someone put J Roman. I think I saw it earlier. Yeah. Email him to J Roman. That's his guilty pleasure. He'll sit there and with a candlelight next to his laptop and answer these questions and shit.
See, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. Zag and them been doing this for years. And it's almost like when you do something for so long and people ask the same question from way back 10 years ago that they ask it now, they get a little worn down on the elementary questions, right? How do you say hello? Well, you just say hello. So you can email me because I'm new to this. Not new.
There you go, right there.
But I'm new to this.
Email the Chiefs again.
What's up?
Y'all email those questions.
I want to email these questions.
I can't. I
don't have the energy them for you. Yeah, I hope you understand when I answer.
I can't do it. Look, let me tell y'all something. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. I feel like I'm so knowledgeable and I have so much information to bestow upon these young men that can you ask me a deeper, harder question? Pause. You know what I'm saying? Can you ask me a question with more meat on the bone? Can you ask me something with more substance? Can you ask me a question where I say, that's one hell of a question. I'm glad you asked that. Can I get one of them? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these questions, like one dude is asking, what if someone rejects you and people laugh at you? like that's never happened to you. Like, let me just say this about that. We got to stop with the hypotheticals. Well, what if this happens? Or what if I'm in this situation? For you to even be in any type of scenario with a woman, you got to be talking to a woman. So how about you go talk to a woman? You know what I'm saying? Go talk to women on a regular basis and actually get some experiences under your belt. But I've never been laughed at. Okay, and if I was, I didn't notice it. You know what I'm saying?
I was laughed at before. I didn't care.
That's what I'm saying. But even if you do get laughed at, so what?
And honestly, I'd have laughed at me too. So
Yeah. I'm saying. I've done some goofy shit. But here's the thing. I want guys to think about this. Okay? And I've said this so many fucking times. When you very first approach these women that you're talking to, they are complete strangers. That's what they are. So I want guys to think about this. J. Roman, have you ever been walking down the street or walking and there's somebody walking towards you and you say good morning or good afternoon and they ignore you and keep on walking? Yeah. I've had that happen a lot of times. And it's not, it could be an old dude, a young dude, it could be a woman, it could be whoever. It can even be a kid. What's up, young man?
Good morning, bucket mouth. Nah, go ahead.
Okay, no, one time I told this dude what's up, and he kept on walking. I was like, fuck you then. No, so I said, fuck you then. And then he turned around. I said, oh, now you want to turn around, nigga? No, so, but
I'm trying to give you condolences around here.
Yeah, no, what it was, I was working for this company, and there wasn't too many black people, and he was one of the few black people that worked there. So I'm in a parking lot, and I'm like, it already ain't enough of us here and shit. You know what I'm saying? At least we can do is speak to each other, goddamn it. So when I said that shit, and he kept on walking. I'm like, well, fuck you then. You know what I'm saying? Then that motherfucker turned around and shit.
Hey,
but he didn't say nothing though. He kept on walking.
Even right now, you know, as y'all might notice, I'm a talkative dude. I say what's up to people. I said what's up to this guy at work. Didn't say nothing. I said, oh, okay, maybe he didn't hear. A different day, I said what's up. Okay, now I say what's up to everybody but him. Like I'm not gonna be steadily saying what's up because that ain't my name. Like, look, okay, I get it. You don't, for some reason, you ain't vibing with me. I don't care. Cool. Enjoy your day however you want to. But I will go into a room and be like, what's up, what's up, what's up, and what's up, what's up.
That's my nature, bro. Like, at the bare minimum, I give you a head nod. I might do that. But I'm just a courteous person like that. I'll give you a head nod. Sometimes, if depending on my mood, I might not do anything. But I said earlier when I started the beginning, all you can really expect of anyone is just courtesy. But guys got to remember that nobody owes you that either. Women don't owe you no courtesy. They don't owe you a response. If you give them a compliment, they don't owe you any gratitude or appreciation for that compliment. Nobody owes you anything. So if you're talking to a woman and she's ignoring you, or if she is short with her responses, all you got to know is she's not interested. Keep it moving.
You got to have more fortitude about yourself. That's
I don't
built for tough.
On that note, y'all got the email. That's J. Roman email. So for all y'all with the middle school questions, for all y'all 15-year-olds watching, because y'all got to be 15 with some of these questions, right? Ask him. J. Roman will take the questions of all the middle school guys. You know what I'm saying?
Zag is answering questions from college and up. He's no longer answering questions from elementary, middle, and high school. Okay, he's been on this. He has enough videos where you can go back and watch them. He has enough time giving y'all information and a lot of free game that at this moment, the least you can do is ask a in-depth, more game mature question.
Thank you, brother. That's all. Look, Jay Roman said it perfectly. Bro, that was so eloquent, bro. That diatribe was magnificent. If that's so hard to ask, gentlemen, guys, for you to ask a real motherfucking question, if that's all, ask me a question where guys in the chat are clamoring. You know what? That's a question I would ask, but maybe they don't want to ask it for whatever reason. And it's a question that if I answer it, when someone watches the playback on this live stream, that one question could mean the world to them because of how we answered it. And the fact that you had a courage enough and thoughtful enough to ask it the way that you asked it. On that note, appreciate y'all coming through. Jay Roman, you got anything you want to say to the ladies and the gentlemen before we bounce?
Hey, peace out and enjoy your Saturday, man. Go do something fun. Enjoy your life.
All right.
You woke up breathing. That counts.
Chiefs again. Bro, you might be in your 40s, but your question, look, I'm going to keep it real. Your question is a question that a teenager would ask.
Now, I got to look and see what this question was. I don't even know what the question was.
I'm not, he's the one that's being laughed at as people approach.
Oh, come on.
So
if you better laugh at yourself too, man. If you do something stupid, you better laugh at yourself, man.
Well, I'm going to say this, Chiefs, I don't know if you're a virgin or if you got limited sexual experience, which means you probably haven't dealt with women a lot. But just because you're older doesn't mean you have a lot of experience dealing with women. So your limited amount of experience, you have a young man's mentality, right? You have a young man's mentality because your experience is limited. Jay Roman will take your questions.
Let me tell him this real quick before we go.
Go ahead.
You've been on here way before I hopped on. I was in junior high. And everybody told me this girl liked me in school. You know, hey, Elizabeth like you. She was one of the prettiest girls in the school, you know, everybody. So I was like, oh, okay. So at lunchtime, I'm talking to her. Everybody kind of looking at us as I'm talking to her. You know, her friends done told her I'm coming to talk to her and whatever. So I put my foot up on the seat. She's sitting down on the seat, and a bird comes and shits and hit every article of my clothing. It hit my hat, my shirt, my jeans, and my shoes. That's how much the bird just came and was like, not today. Blah, blah, blah. And this is we in the middle of the quad, right? Everybody sees this. And this is junior high where people that weren't even there done known I got shitted on, right? And I'm like, so I go to the bathroom. I wash off all my clothes. You know, that's it. I can't do nothing about the moment. That it happened. So what? It didn't stop me from breathing. I didn't care. Hey, me and her was just cool. But yeah, I was the dude that got shitted on, and it went to every last piece of my clothing. I tell you, the bird, he must have aimed at me. I don't know what I did to him, but you know, it was a vengeance shit or something. So, because he got me good. Even then, the fortitude of your mind is so what? You're still breathing and able to type this question in. Hey, if somebody laughs at me, yeah, they didn't take your life away. You got
that's all you can do. Like that Raymond Barnett. That's all you can do is laugh at it. Yeah, like if it wasn't for bad luck, I would have no luck. Yeah.
Yeah, I wiped it off. Hey, let me go to the bathroom. That's it. Played it off smooth, and that was it, man. Like, come on, have some fortitude within yourself. Hey, like, if somebody was to put their hands on you, you would fight to the last breath to make sure you survive that moment. And you mean to tell me this moment is the one that's going to make you question life? Like, come on, man. Let's
look, Jay, fortitude. I was in the military, right? And we were in the chow hall. Chow hall's cafeteria, that should be obvious.
Yeah.
And there was this girl that we were staring at each other. I'm sitting here eating. I'm rocking back and forth in my chair. I'm rocking, right? Trying to be cool, rocking back and forth. I'm looking at her. I'm licking my lips at her. I'm doing all this goofy shit, right? I was about maybe 19, 20 years old, something like that. And I'm rocking back and forth in this chair like a dumbass. And before you know it, that chair gives way, bro. And I'm like this, falling backwards. Right? The whole chow hall busted up laughing at my ass, dog. I'm getting up, dog. She laughing uncontrollably. So I just sit back in my chair, dog. Just like he said, sometimes you gotta laugh at it.
You gotta laugh, man.
I gotta laugh. And then people were like, you should have seen your face. Right? So they said I was grabbing for the table. And my eyes got big. They're like, you should have seen your face. That shit was so fucking funny. Right? But all you can do is laugh at it. So I was embarrassed for about 10 seconds. And like someone said, I think Antonio, I just dusted it off and be like, oh, well, the shit happened.
I went to the bathroom, washed off, and you can see my water spot coming back to class. So, you know, I had to let it dry and everything. But so what, man? So what? There's so much more to live in life. If you are breathing, you, man, live life. And 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejections, 30 rejections.
I've had, look,
400 rejections is better than getting in a bad relationship. Trust.
There you go. And not only that, but these moments people laugh at you. Bro, I remember I was in a club and I slid down the stairs, bro. And I literally slid across the floor on my back, bro. And when I got done sliding, I was literally I was in between this girl's legs looking up at her, bro. I slid. I guess it was wet from people dropping, you know, when
I'd have been like, I did that on purpose.
And I just my foot, the back of my heel slipped on the stairs, gave way, and I just slid across the floor for about maybe 5 feet. And I'm looking up at the chick, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't do this shit on purpose. But
Zach, I had a comedian in the first. I had a comedian on stage, full audience, ragging on me, and I didn't know about it. I mean, he got an audience. Like, this is his. I didn't know he was even talking about me. And you know what's so crazy? It was a show that I put on. I was one of the promoters. We put on this comedian fashion show. We got the full auditorium. There's this girl that was there that, you know, me and her, we had some history, and I seen her, and I went to go sit down and talk to her, but she was a little too. I said, hey, And I did this gesture, like, come over here. He made a whole joke out of that. Now, me and her were talking, and I did not even know. And then I'm talking about the audience is laughing and all this other stuff. It took one of my homies, right? When he realized that he was talking about me, and I love this dude for this moment, my homie stood up and was like, hey, next joke. Like, move on from this point. And a comedian, he even made that a joke. He was like, hey, and now I got the dude's buddy trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? And everybody laughed and things like that. Hey, it was a moment where the whole auditorium could see me walking later on and be like, that's that dude that they was talking about. But so what? I didn't care. Shoot.
There you go.
Go to sleep and wake up and still be fresh. Like, y'all got to understand, man, life is too short to be worrying about
insignificant, inconsequential things. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've had many more embarrassing moments. I'm not gonna sit there and tell them all right now. Man. Oh, I have been a butt of jokes and a laugh. Yes, I have, and I don't care. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Again, worst dating advice ever. Don't follow these tips. Guys, if you see a woman that you feel is someone that you might like to get next to, you think she cute, you want to go holler at her for a taste, have a little conversation, just go do it. You ain't got to wait for her to look at you for 2.5 seconds. You ain't got to wait for her to toss her hair. You ain't got to wait for all these goofy things. Just be a man. Go talk to the young lady. Either she's with it or she's not. And let me just say this about talking to women. You're never going to know if a woman is truly interested in you until you talk to her. A woman staring at you, no matter how she does it, doesn't imply or equate to whether or not she actually wants to deal with you. You got to have a conversation to know that. So go have your conversation. Let her know what it is you want to do with her, and then let her decide if she wants to do that thing with you. That's it. On that note, guys, tomorrow, Real Game, No Theory, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. Peace.